ready. Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
All right, that should be time. Is the intro already over? And woo! And he said, "Does anybody see me?" I gotta wait for the feedback to come back to me.
Yeah, we can see you, mate.
You can see me over here. I see YouTube now. Yes, we are on, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. I am in Florida in a very thundery, dark morning in YouTube in Florida, USA. Is on the skies are rumbling. I see a little sparky linings around. It's gonna come down hard, but the show must go on. We're gonna do this. We are in the Globe Cold live. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. Shout out to my mom bakes cakes, Tiny Captain, Martin, also, Charlie Wells, Zebulon 181, Secret G, Don Giovanni, Turs, everybody that I mentioned should have already hit the thumbs up on the YouTube land. And if everybody that just gonna join the voice chat in the Daily Boom Discord server is where we are. Find a link in the YouTube chat box, also in the description box under the video. You can find in the description box and pin in the YouTube box a link for PayPal and how to help grow the Globe Cold. So give me all the money that you get, and we will keep the Globe Cold alive. Shout out to everybody. Leave a comment in the comment section when the video is up and rendered on YouTube. That will be all sorted out. We're gonna have all kinds of fun. I encourage everybody to join. I'm gonna wait for a few guests to join in so we can begin the festivities and share a couple of video links that have been posted in the last 2 days about Gary Webenga, Brian Leake, and much more. Gary Webenga has a paradox going on around over here. The eyes under the table paradox from Gary Webenga. Boom! How you doing, Ters?
I'm doing well, mate. I was just thinking there. I've been in the Globe cult for about 57 years. Am I the oldest Globe cultist?
Wow. Now, were you born into the Globe Cold?
No, I reckon I became a Globe cultist around about the age of 5 or 6. When I started to learn a little bit about science in primary school as a child.
I think that's the key. Yeah. Once you get to the education system, you're in the 4, 5, 6 grades and you start seeing globes and learning about the globe and science. There is when you are actually introduced into the globe cold officially.
Yeah, I mean, the first globe I seen, I didn't understand the size of the world. And when they showed Britain, they showed me 5, 6 year old, they showed me the United Kingdom. I thought, we're so small, and yet we used to own, like 2/3 of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that. I actually haven't been a member of the globe cold for that long. Just maybe, I mean, just the past few years, 3 or 4 years. Before of that, I was just an earther. I just lived here. I couldn't care about none of that. I was introduced to it, but I never say, all right, I'll be a part of the globe cold. I will learn your ways and I will propose your ways. I never did that. I just heard the things they say, yeah, you are in a cold, but you must learn this. And I said, like, no, because I never learned it. I wasn't actually in the cult. I just knew about it. I just became a member of the Globe cult for just a few years now. Yeah. if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I was in two cults at the age of 5, 6 year old. You know, I was a member of the Globe cult, and I was a member of the cult of Christianity. I didn't get rid of that till I was like 8 years old. You know.
Mm. How about you, Chaik? Welcome to the cult. What's up?
Uh, I don't remember when I joined, really.
Yeah. I mean, I know I welcome you to the cult 4 days ago. I mean, if you don't remember before, then you are being a member of the Globe cult for 4 days at least. Is
Yeah, I
that good?
mean, well, we know the minimum, but the maximum is what we don't know.
But are you a proud member now, today?
After watching Gary's video, I'm not so sure.
Whoa! Did his paradox persuaded you somehow? Maybe.
I don't know. It a bit stumped me. I'm still trying to grasp everything that I saw there. Things I've never, absolutely never saw before. I didn't know.
Damn. That is incredible. We're gonna take a little look and analyze it in a minute here. Traffic, a lot of weird traffic, weird people walking around today in the park. Did I join a cult? Yes, yes, you all did. Jomungus, shout out to Jomungus. What's up, man? Mr. Victory's Radio, Psychics Traveler, Justin Franks, Insider, Ben the Light, Peter G, Don Giovanni, everybody in the house today. Yesterday, I intended to do a show. I couldn't do it earlier. It was too much on and off rain since early in the morning. And then when I say, like, yeah, I might do the show, and I look at the time, then it's like 9 p.m. It was just too late. I didn't. Yeah, I say, if I get excited, if I get very trolly, I might be yelling. I may start yelling, and then people around me wouldn't like that. The dogs will go crazy every time I open my mouth too. So too late. It's a Gotti dogs, they tell me. All right, what's the first link you guys want me to share? Give me a Chai. You got accessibility to any of the links that you would like me to share, and we'll start playing those. There's also a bet that took place. Brian Leake challenged Earth is Life to a bet. Now, I was unaware that that bet is older, a few months old. A few months old. So I said, like, dude, this is a new bet. I'm gonna clip this, I'm gonna upload it to point to the audience, like, hey, actually, Brian Leake made a money bet to Earth is Life. If I was aware if I was aware that that bet was old and the people Earth is Life have already either attempted to complete the bet or actually just did it, actually gave Brian Leakey what he wanted, then I would make a video like, people, Brian, you own people money, you own Earth is Life some money. But now I think we got the pieces of the puzzle together. There was a bet by Brian Leakey. He bet money. Earth is Life accepted. Earth is Life have completed the task in hand. Are we going to see an exchange of money today? Will Brian Leakey pay Earth is Life if he shows up? When will Brian Leakey show up to pay Earth is Life if Earth is Life have actually completed the task? What do you guys know about this?
I don't know anything, but I guarantee Brian Leakey won't agree that anybody has passed his test. He will come up with other goalposts. He will move the goalposts and say it doesn't fulfil his idea of passing, and he won't pay.
It wasn't much money. It was 500 $100. He mentioned 500 first, but he took it back quickly. He said $100. $100 is a doable bet to pay. Chaik, what do you think?
Well, I only know what I saw here, and that there is a bet. I just don't know the exact term.
Yeah,
Were you
that's what I'm
aware?
saying.
Were you aware that Beeble say that he completed the bit?
Well, I saw what people said, but I don't know if it complies with the terms, because Brian said, I don't know, he needs to go at a certain hour, and he went before that hour, so I don't know.
That's yeah. That's my concern right there. Have Beeble have actually made all the requirements to win the bid? Have he accomplished all the requirements? There was a few requirements. Make sure to show that the time of the day. Make sure to show. I think the tides or the wave surge. Some kind of a chart for how high the waves were going to be, and a specific time. I think it was easy requirements. Did people do that in the video? I didn't watch the video completely. We're gonna take probably a look in a bit. We're gonna take a look here and see if he completed.
I guarantee, even if we think he completed it right, Brian Leakey is going to make up some excuse if he didn't.
You think he will move the goalpost?
That's what I said. He will move the goalposts or invent some other thing of how he didn't complete it. Yeah.
Hmm. We shall see. Let me stop my video. We're gonna screen share. And the rain is coming down. The globe cuts a lot of the background noise. I don't even know if you can hear this because it's really loud. You
No,
guys even hear it?
can't
No?
hear a thing.
Dan, don't you hear that? Holy shit.
Nothing.
That's good. All right. So you can know what's going on. Let me quickly switch the audio just for a few seconds. And now it's slowed down, really. No, it's not worth it. Anyway.
No, I totally believe that you've got rain, Jose. I mean, rain is normal. We get it everywhere. You don't have to have special,
Yeah.
special evidence for having rain.
Yeah, I know. No, but it's I mean, I don't know, because sometimes there comes like some like out of nowhere a little bit of rain, but it come in hot, hard, and like ridiculously strong with like fucking tornadoes and all that kind of shit. So I hope today is not one of those days where it's gonna come in hot.
Yeah, we were promised some sun today and possible showers, a 20% chance of showers. I didn't see a single drop of rain today. I got a laundry out on the line and dried and got it back in, folded up, and not a speck of rain today, So, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. Let me see. I haven't looked at the map today and see how it looks. We got this. What's going? We are somewhere around here. We're somewhere around this neighborhood. Hold on. Yeah, there you go in Largo. Where's the rain? I don't see any rain coming in, man. Right now, in top of me. Coming. Really gonna show me no rain over here at home? It's fake news. I'm telling you, man. What is this? Oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't look like my weather thing. Can I just show my weather thing? If I can just share my screen, is that okay?
Let's see what you got. This is Shaik weather on
Yeah,
screen right now.
chances of rain to rain are zero. To have rain is zero,
Hmm.
or at least very close to zero.
Terz, what is that? A loop de loop with a lot of little pointers only. Yeah, no, it's weird. What you showing? There's no information there, Terz. He broke it.
Yeah, we don't. I only see white dots.
Yeah, white little arrows, like a mouse been moving, and you got the highlight with the pad, but we don't see nothing.
Nice.
I even stopped. Oh, stop my screen share. Fuck's sake! Damn it! No, I'll screen share. I'll keep screen sharing myself, man. If you got a screenshot, share that, and I'll show it. Let me reshare my screen for YouTube. Yeah, his computer probably broke.
How do I stop screen sharing? Oh, that's it.
I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, apparently I can't share my screen. I don't know why.
All right, what do we have? Silence. Chaik, why aren't you entertaining the audience, man? You are a very exciting person.
More than Gary.
You are one of the most exciting people over here. You just gotta find your inner chakras and share them with us. You know where to find your chakras? Sorry, because of the weather, I'll be walking around, up and down, in and out. The dogs, make sure they're all right. They go crazy when it's thundering and the skies are rumbling. Sorry. All right, we got Balanced Truth in the house. Tommy Grumbold, Sean Smith, Professor Phil, Bell. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. Patio Furniture, you're here too. Psychics Traveler, what's up? Do you like turtles? Yeah, I like turtles too. What is this? Psychic Traveler shirt at show. What is this? Psychics, what are you doing, man? Is this you? Is this your turtle stomach? What the hell, man? Was that your turtle stomach? Don't do that to me, man. I freaked out when I click on that. I saw that skin over there. The hell? Shit.
Can I try sharing again? I went on a Google website rather than a weather website. Can I just try and share my screen?
Try, yeah. Let me see if I can see it in this.
No, it's come up as black. I don't get this. Why is it not sharing?
Not good.
Yeah, I'll stop again. Fuck that.
Take a screenshot and put it over here. No, anybody, you guys haven't missed anything. We haven't presented any videos, clips, footages. We haven't actually get into the goodies of the show today. We haven't presented any of the Gary's videos. We haven't presented any of the Brian Leakes videos in relation to the bet. So that will be taken care of today. Us waiting for one or two more people so we can, have a more commentary in between. But if not, we good. We got a few people. We got Komar, Shaik, and Turs in the house, and we got the audience checking up on YouTube. 31 of you. That's good. Very, very good. If you guys want to support a super chat or PayPal, and we're gonna begin. What do you think we should begin with, Gary or Brian? You want to dissect them? All right, let me create a poll. I haven't done a poll in a while. Who do we start with? And there are two options, Brian or Gary. Uh, please vote. Please vote. We have a little bit of goodies to share with you, so we're gonna wait till we have 15 or 20 votes. For right now, we'll keep talking to you guys. Komar, what's up, man? Haven't spoken over here in a while. All right. It's very cool, man. Very exciting. Did you guys heard that? What Komar just said? It's your loss. You want to tell him, Chike?
What? Who I'm telling what?
Komar, what Komar just shared with us.
What, what did he share with us?
What he told us, man, just now.
Ah, yeah, I think he's going to be like the other guy who never stop interrupting, and what's his name? A Discord user.
Discord user, yeah. Where is he?
Yeah.
It feels so peaceful without him here today, man.
Yeah, finally we can have a conversation.
Finally. Oh, I see Mr. 42. Anybody got a message for Mr. 42 in the chat? Oh, the peace. That's it, Chike. At the end of the peaceful conversation.
Talk about the devil, huh?
Speak of the devil, damn it. And he just came in with an open mic, just la 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 la, just shouting. The hell? Oh, Discord user, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know what we're talking about, that loud voice that is just not stop speaking is Discord user. We summon him. Oh man, what the hell? You gotta speak up, man. You gotta say something. Don't you give me the excuse that you don't have a fucking microphone, man. You can buy one in like the dollar store or something. Even if it's the shittiest microphone. I mean, Brian Lee could talk to us in a shitty microphone. Gotti, Beewall, myself in shitty microphones a lot of times. Oh, my face hurts. I was smiling, man, all the way. Happiness. All right, please vote. Well, dude, it is very, very close. Very close race. We got Brian with 48%, Gary with 52%, 21 votes. If we get four more people, actually, let's get to 30 votes. Who do you want? Who do we start with? We got some information about Brian Leake and we got some information about Gary White. Benga. Please vote. Let's try to get it up to 30 votes and then we will kick it off. Brian Leake or Gary White. Boom. You guys gonna go ahead and to YouTube and vote? I'm gonna share a link to the YouTube chat, and within in the Discord, and within this YouTube chat, you can open it and you can vote from there. Let me see if that's true. If I click in here and I open this, yeah, you see? Oh, this is flipping. What the hell is a city microphone? Microphones are fake and they prove the flat earth. Shout out to Howard Moore. Hold them to it 100%. Kevin Conrad is here. Gary Leakey. Uh-oh. That's double speak, Mr. 42. When you say Gary Leakey, that's double speaking, bro. Oh man. Isn't this something having the chat box over here? Well, and when you guys, if you guys hit on this link that is right here, this should take you to a page where you can support the channel. This will show up and you click send and you send me money. See how easy it is? There you go. All right, we got somebody else joined. Mojok man, Brian Mavitt is here. Let's see if Brian Mavitt. Brian Mavitt. All right, Brian Mavitt, you came back, man. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. The last time that Brian Mavitt is here, and I had to kick him out of the server because he was spamming. He was spamming like on non-stop spamming, non-stop spamming. What? One name. He was just typing Bev. He was typing Bev, 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 Bev in this chat, in different chat box. I go like, "What is wrong with you, dude? Stop that!" And he
The last
continued.
time that I
Feedback.
What did you
signed up Brian
say?
Mavitt is here, and I had to
You got the
I
watch
had to,
page open.
to kick him out of the server because he was spamming. He was spamming like on non-stop spamming.
Earth is life. It doesn't look like much more of those buildings hidden by the giant waves.
Hold on, Majak. Let Brian Mavitt sort out his audio.
I don't know where I am.
He had the watch page
Where
open,
am
man.
I?
We have feedback. Oh, he thought he was. He didn't even know he was here.
Who pulled me in here?
I pulled you in here. The Globe Cult welcomes you, Brian. You are one of us now. You are a member of the Globe Cult. Stay with us and learn some tricks.
Tricks? Is that all you got? Tricks?
Learn a trick or two. We're gonna go through the oath to the Globe Cult
wait,
and all this stuff.
I haven't got the chat. Give me the chat. Oh wait.
It's like right there.
Yes, I am. It's all right. It's at the top.
What the hell, man? You didn't want to rejoin me. You tried to, but dude, you.
How are you doing anyway?
I'm doing good, man. Good to have you back. Let's try to start from scratch, start from zero, man. Because you're a fun person to talk to hang around until you lose your shit. But that time I had to kick you out, man, because you were spamming the word Bev. I don't know why, man. When it came out, it was like part of the trolling back and forth, but it got annoying, man. I didn't want to see the name Bev. You were spamming, typing the name Bev, copy paste Bev over and over in the server.
Well, every second word that come out of everybody's mouth at that time was Bev. That's all I ever heard.
But why did you have to do that? You could have come to the voice chat and just shout his name too. But the typing oh man. Yeah, after that, maybe before that, I don't know. Maybe he was mentioned that time, but he hasn't been mentioned in the past maybe month and a half. I 2 or 3 days ago, I went to his server and I mentioned him again. So we talked to I mentioned your name a bunch of times. I mentioned everybody's name here, so it's all good.
It's good to see you're okay anyway.
We're hanging in here, man. All right. Who do we start with, Brian or Gary? This Brian is Brian Leakey. Do you know that Brian Leakey made a bet to Earth is Life, Brian Mavitt?
You asking me?
Yeah, Brian Leakey made a bet to Earth is Life.
No, I know nothing about it. What's that then?
A bet is that Earth is Life had to come back to his observation to observe the buildings where he looked at the buildings in Hawaii. At a certain time, he needed to present how high the waves were that day, like some kind of a website showing the data on the height of the tides and the waves, and take the video footage and he was supposed to see more of the building down to the trees. If he went in the dawn or dusk, early in the morning or late in the afternoon, and the waves were low, the tide was low, he would be able to see down to the trees in the building. Brian, that's what Brian Lee said to people.
Right. I don't
Do you think
know.
that's a good? I mean, that was Brian Lee. He say, if you do that, I give you $100. If you see the same, if you don't see down to the trees, I give you $100. But I bet you that you will see down to the building to the trees, and that's the bet. So I think Earth is Live have done that, and Earth is Live went a few times, and he was never able to see the trees under those buildings. He was never able to see more than what he shows in the daily basis. There are some days that he show a little more. There is a little more mirage and a little less mirage, but seeing more down to the bottom of the buildings, that was a big no-no. What do you think, guys?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that piece of video that shows it's a time lapse over like a bay, and it changes within minutes what you can and what you can't see. The optics are unbelievable. And this is why I don't think we should use anything like that as a given measurement, because they change from minute to minute. A bit like the Black Swan. Them oil rigs, you can see them one day, you can't see them the next.
So, the advice to Brian Lee, he shouldn't make bets then in relation to observations.
Well, it's not definitive as I see it. If things are changing minute to minute, hour to hour, how can you make a bet on anything? Because the next.
That's what he said. We told him. Yeah, we told him, dude, you're gonna be moving the goalpost because it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a reason and excuses on why you cannot see it. He said, no. If you go at the time that I told you and the conditions are as I told you, you will be able to see X factor, and I'll and if not, I'll give you money. That he decided to bet on an observation. He said, I'm not gonna move the goalpost. I'm not gonna change my perspective, my point of view.
Did he actually? Did Earth is Life went out and took the video at night?
Earth is this actually, I didn't realize that this bet was on April the 22nd. I just caught it a few days ago. So I clipped the part when Brian made the bet in April 22nd. And then yesterday, Earth is Live, he uploaded a video. He said, like, bet is completed. The challenge is completed.
And what did Brian say about it?
Well, Brian, I'm not sure because I was expecting to Brian Lika to come in, and I want to watch the video that the people put up. Earth is Live in real time. I clicked on it, and apparently it happened on one of my shows a few weeks ago. The way he showed the evidence for that bet, and I didn't remember. So people made a clip a segment of my show where he said he could have completed the bet, but I haven't watched it completely. Pay attention to it. So if you want to click on my screen share, this is a few minutes video, but I'll we'll just show a little bit on the just the bet, that part. So if you want to click on my screen share, I got a video clip, Earth is Live challenged by Brian. It's a money bet. I'm gonna speed up the audio a little bit. Here we go. Let me go forward a little bit.
Day, and that was up. But if you do it at night, and you can shine the laser on the first floor of the hotel, and you'll see that lit up too. Dude, how do you know, bro? This is shit you haven't even tried.
Brian, I've been here for 5 years, man. I've been here for 5 years, and every time I go to
you haven't tried it for 5 years.
Every time I go to that beach, the buildings look exactly the same.
I see the same shit in the daytime too, bro. I see the same shit in the daytime.
They're always obstructed. Yeah, you know what you're looking at? You're looking at
they're not, bro. Go on a calm day in the evening. Go when there's no waves.
How many times do I have to go? You tell me.
Once. Go
I've filmed it 8 times, but I've gone many more times.
Okay, go one time, like I'm telling you to. Go
Oh
after
my
the
God.
sunset.
Why would-
Go after the sun sets, and go on a day that's where the surf's only a couple feet. Try it. See what you see.
What do you
Go on one day in the evening, in the afternoon, where the wave, where there's barely, where there's no big waves. That's pretty much, the conditions. That's what I heard.
think? Okay. Let me ask you. What do you think I'm going to see? Do you think I'm going to see the buildings? Do you think I'm
I
going to
know
see the
what you're
trees
going
in
to
front
see.
of that building?
I don't got to think what you're going to see, bro. I know what you're going to see because I fucking
Tell me
see
what
it.
am I going to see? You tell me
You're
right
going to see
now.
lower
what am I
down.
gonna see?
You're going to see
because
further down the building.
Check this out. I'm going to make a prediction, right? I'm going to do this for you, right? And I'm going to go
Yeah.
there in the evening, and then I'm going to show you that I'm not going to see. It's going to be exactly the same, right?
Okay.
So, and when I come back and I show you this video, what are you going to tell me then?
Okay.
What
This is
excuse
what
are
I'm
you
going
going
to
to
do.
make?
We'll put some money up, okay? But listen, I got two things. Show me the surf report and prove the date that you're doing it. Just go after the sun sets and show me a surf report of that day.
What
And yeah,
does
I'll bet money.
surf
I'll
report
bet you
have
whatever
to
you
do?
want to
If I'm
bet, bro,
gonna
up to $500.
What
Yeah, I'll
does
bet
the
money.
surf
I'll
report
bet you
have
whatever
to
you
do?
want to bet, bro, up to $500.
If I'm going to be 11 feet over the water, what the hell is a surf going to do for me? Because I'm well above the water.
Why are you worried
Thing
then,
is, we
B-ball?
like the flat
I'll
earthers,
tell
they
you.
like small
The surf-
Okay, well,
numbers.
let's
They
just make a
like
friendly $100 bet.
Hold on, Terz. I didn't hear you because we were talking over this. What was it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know something else was going on.
Yeah, the screen share, the video that I'm playing right now. I say I'm gonna play this video, a clip of the video. I'm screen
I can't
sharing,
hear it though.
and we have the
Yeah.
audio. Yeah. Just give it just an extra minute. This is cool. Let's listen to the end of this. Like when they actually agree, to the bet. And we get it. He got to go in the afternoon and show the some kind of a surf report, I guess.
I'll show you. The surf
Okay, well,
report
let's
is gonna
just
be-
make a friendly $100 bet.
tide. The tide is
$100
going to
bet.
show probably 1 or 2 feet. Because that's what it usually is here.
Then you should not be worried, pal. Okay?
I'm not worried, though. I'm really not worried at all. Trust me.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
And
Okay? So
I
do it.
guarantee when I go and film this when normally when the sun is probably about to go down, and I'm going to go
After the sun
film
goes
this,
down. As the sun goes down or after.
I guarantee you're gonna make some sort of other excuse for what's going on because it's
Now
still
let
gonna
me
be
tell y'all what's really going to happen. We're never going to see this video because when he goes and sees it, he's going to fucking come up with an excuse in his head and not post the video.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Watch, and then we'll see
Yeah.
what your excuse is then.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
You've made a lot of claims, Brian, and I've
Bro,
debunked
I've
you
done
on
this shit.
several of them.
Okay.
This is
I've
gonna
seen
be
it with
no
my own
different.
fucking 2 eyes, bro. Okay.
This one is
You
gonna be
haven't.
no different, Brian.
Okay,
This
you
one's gonna
say
be no
that.
different.
If you're so sure of that, then fucking
Oh, I
then
am.
do it.
I
Okay.
will.
God damn. Okay. Now what are you going to say when it does happen?
I'm gonna say you're right. Holy shit, you were
Okay.
right, and I
Now,
will
let me tell you
apologize.
what's really going to happen. B-Ball will never say I'm right. We'll never
Oh,
see this video, people, because it's what happens
Oh,
at
you
night.
will. No, you will. You'll see it. I promise.
Nighttime's the best time, people. It's when I don't know.
Everyone that's listening right now, I promise you, I will make this video. Do you want the auto level too?
Just show me the date. Show me the surf
Give-
report of the
give me-
day, and prove that
Yep,
that's the
we'll
day
do-
you're out there doing it. Yes.
So, okay,
I know what
so
you're
you
gonna see,
want-
bro. You're talking out of
Okay.
ignorance. You've never done this.
Okay,
Okay.
listen. You want me to use the auto level?
Yes. What good would it
Okay,
do
I'll
if you
use the
didn't?
auto level. I'll bring my P900. I'll use my auto level, and you will see it. And I'll make this.
I'll bet you $100.
I'll make this.
I'll bet you $100. You don't see what you see in the daytime. You want to bet?
Okay.
Time you want to bet?
Okay.
Time you want to bet?
Okay.
Okay.
I want you.
Okay. The bet is out there, man. What do you guys think?
All right.
about
First
that?
thing I got to say is you've already lost this bet because you will see something different at night than you see during the daytime. It'll be dark.
It will
You
go
already
darker.
You already won. Gotta be careful with your words, buddy.
Brian Leakey, Brian Mavitt, you think this is nonsense, just making bets and saying, about observations over water, over buildings and stuff?
Yeah, I don't think we can gain anything from observations that keep moving by the minute, if not the hour, if not by the minute. You've got no baseline to work from. So
That's what you didn't get. Bible says there is no difference.
say again, Chaikov.
The bet is there a difference or isn't it? Isn't there a difference? People says doesn't matter if I go in the morning, in the afternoon, midday, make no difference. I see the same thing all the time.
Who said that?
Vivo.
Vivo, yeah. We'll see the same thing day and night, afternoon, morning, different times of the year. He will see the same amount of the building over that body of water.
Well, he might well do, but if the weather conditions change, what you see is totally different.
No, it isn't.
It isn't.
Nope.
Can you pull up that bit of footage of looking over that bay in time lapse, Jose?
Yeah, but that is in a different part of the world. We're talking about the buildings that people take footage of on Hawaii. That's what we are talking about here in the bed. We can show that. We can show that. I mean, if I what is the name of that? If I Google it, I find it quickly, but I don't know the name of the bay. I don't have that on hand.
Can't fucking remember.
Yeah, because there's a gift.
Surely, if the weather conditions are the same day or night, if the weather conditions are the same when you take your picture, you're going to see the same thing. Obviously, when you've got different weather conditions, like storms or fog, you're going to see something different, you know what I mean? But if the weather conditions are the same, it wouldn't matter what time of day or what time of year, as long as the weather conditions are the same, you should see the same thing.
Yeah. And I can prove it.
And I think that's what B-Ball was getting at. If the conditions are the same, the photograph will be the same. You know what I mean?
No, actually, in this really quick, in this case where B-Ball is taking this footage of, it doesn't matter the weather conditions because sometimes it's hotter, sometimes it's colder. It's high tide, it's low tide. The same amount of the buildings are always seen. There's no more, no less of the building that is being seen in different times of the year, in different conditions over this body of water in Hawaii. That's the key. Brian Lee can say, no, if you go in these specific requirements that I'm giving you, you're going to see something different. People have already done it in different conditions. He said, you're not going to see anything different than what I've always seen. That's, I think, the argument, right?
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be slightly different, as I say, as if there was maybe a little bit of a mirage in the bottom, but you're never going to see more of this, let's say, this little building right there on the screen. You see the little top and the bottom, and in this tall building, you're never going to see less than that. Even when the tide is lower, that he have caught it, and there's barely no waves, the horizon is pretty much in the same area, in the same height right there. The crosshair is always pointing roughly at the same point of the building, and the horizon is always below it at the certain same height. Always the same amount of floors in the building are seen. So this is the this is the Beeble just providing the evidence that he actually did that. Took the video the way Brian asked. He showed
I would think I would say that B-Ball was correct. That it's always basically the same.
Yeah, he said he showed the tide report, he showed the date and all the stuff, and there it is, I guess. Yeah.
Skunk Bay. That was
You're
the
only a
Skunk
few hours.
Bay.
Skunk Bay, that's the name. Yeah. You want to see Skunk Bay, Brian Mavic? The time lapse that is going on around.
If you can get it, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. One of the oldest time lapse of this.
I was just going to start searching for it, but if you found the name,
yeah, I got it. I just got to find the GIF.
The problem with Skunk Bay is the same with the Black Swan. It's refracted as hell. The objects on the other side, you can't recognize what it is. You see it's houses, but it's just blobs of something.
Smears.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could use a Google map to identify those buildings and stuff like that.
That's smooshing for you.
Smooshing? Is that a scientific term or a flat earth term?
Ask Lemonbird.
And the top half of the vision smushes into the bottom half of the vision.
Yeah, but it always disappears for the bottom up.
Anybody in the audience?
That's because you have a limiting surface. Sorry.
Anybody in the audience have a Skongay time-lapse GIF? I know I couldn't find it. I typed it, but I couldn't find it.
Earth is Life already posted it.
Okay.
Just open a tab on YouTube or something.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. That's the GIF, right? But this one's got lines, you know. Yeah. Let's try to see the raw one if we got it. That'd be cool.
I've just posted the link to it, Jose.
There you go. Let's see what we got. Oh, no. No music, Jose. No. Yeah, but there's one that is condensed in like 10 seconds, and you see the whole thing quickly and more of a difference. That's cool.
Double speed.
That's all right. And some.
Run it at double speed if you're going to play it.
Yeah.
Way beyond double speed.
Yeah, but at least it'll be a little faster.
Well, you just see the effect better, that's all.
Yeah, but you also see the effect of what the reflection does to things in the background.
If anybody
Yes.
have access to the GIF, please share it with me. The one with no lines, with no letters and lines on it.
I've sent you the link for the proper video.
Well, the one you're showing now doesn't have lines in it, and you can see that the land is
that's good.
undulating.
But I mean,
Yeah.
But I mean, this one. Look, this one is already sped up and it's like in a loop. Like you can see the movement, but these lines just bother me. These lines that have been added to it just bother me. If there was one exactly like this without the line, that'd be awesome.
But if you can just look at the land is undulating, and obviously it doesn't. So that's aberrant effect of the heat and stuff, and then the atmosphere,
Yeah.
It's an optical effect, and how anybody can gauge measurements from that, I don't know.
It's an optical distortion, Brian, and then you see what distortion it does to the background. That's distorted.
I would use a reference like a horizontal from a theodolite or a auto level. That would give me a reference. Now I got a baseline I can work from.
You wouldn't have to use a theodolite or anything like that. You just have to look at the land and know what heights those lands should be and see that they're undulating up and down, which obviously the land doesn't do. So it's obviously something to do with the atmosphere.
You don't know the land doesn't do that.
Or
Please
people.
hit the like, everybody. Hit the like button. We got 50 plus people, but we need a few more thumbs up. So please support.
Hey, I already did.
Thank you, sir.
Same here.
I had like
You're
as soon as I
right.
came in. Yeah.
You guys are all right. Doesn't matter what Brian Mabbitt say about you.
I didn't hit the like button yet because I don't know whether I like it or not.
Come on. You like it because you're having fun too. All
Brian,
right, so
you clearly see in the background there that everything was distorted because of refraction, just like the Black Swan oil rig.
Exactly. You can
Sorry,
see
Jose.
sometimes you can see that the land high, and sometimes it's low, and it's got nothing to do with the land going up and down or moving the camera. It's to do with atmospherics. Yeah.
So to recap quickly, so we can move on. When and if Earth is Life come in, if Brian Leakey come in, we can revisit the results of Beeble observation, complying with the requirements that Brian Leakey asked for. I think he have already accomplished that, and the video is there. So if you guys come in and wanna go back to it, and we can present that to the audience, Brian Leakey will either accept that he lost the bet, or he will move the goalpost, I guess, and deny to pay the bet. We
Well-
shall see what happens.
Well, I think they both could be right because Brian could go there on a day where it does do what he says it do, and Earth is Life could go on a day where it does what he says it's doing. So they could both be right.
Well, they could
Yeah,
both
but-
be wrong.
Yeah, no, in this case, Brian Leakey will never go. Well, as far as I know, he would never go to Hawaii. He's not going to go there to just record where people record. So, I mean, he's got more of in the losing side because he's not going to go and take that observation himself, so he's not gonna do it. So we never know if he's gonna be right or wrong because he's never gonna go. People can do it. People have done it hundreds of times, and he continued to do it.
The thing is, I mean, has anybody ever been to like a carnival where you go into a room and there's all kinds of weird mirrors and you look skinny, fat, squished and stretched and all that? And that's because of the bending of the mirror. And basically that's what the atmosphere here is doing. It's doing the same thing as you get at carnival mirrors, you know.
Yes.
And it's very hard to know what is actually proper straight photograph because you've got all this air with different moisture and temperatures all the way across that water, you know. So how do you get a proper picture that represents the true?
Brian, did Thirst just became your best friend with that?
You're exactly right what you're saying. What we don't take into consideration is when Lemon says smushing, you get the surface and the object smushing together, as he terms it. But the problem is, above them objects is air, which is transparent. So you don't see the same effect above the item because there isn't a surface above the item. Now, if there was another surface like the roof of a bridge or something, or a tunnel above you, I'm sure you would get the same effect. Where
you can see those two different surfaces here. There's the surface of the shore that you're going to see across this view you're looking at, and then you've got a secondary view beyond that, the ocean, the sea beyond, the first piece of land, and you've got the trees on that island going up and down, which are many meters above the you know, where the land meets the first part of the ocean. Yeah, it's all bouncing about everywhere and going up and down. So you've got several layers, several heights here.
Brian, he's taking it back. You guys became best friends, but he's kind of taking it back now, man. What the hell? Betrayal. Big shout out to Jomongus. He gave me $10. First $10 I do today. Hopefully it's not the last, but if it's the last, at least I made $10 today. Jomongus, thank you, brother. Thanks for the 20
I'd
minutes.
love to give you more money.
I gotta read. Yeah, let me read this from Jomongus. Thanks for the 20 minutes of a farmer's free show. He talks so much and is so boring. I love the flat earthers. They aren't very smart, but they sure are entertaining. Shout out to Jomongus. Good one, bro.
Yeah, I'd love to give you more money, but I don't have any more money getting it back to next week. So
no problem.
You'll have to wait. I'm sorry.
You can, yeah. Whenever you can, if you can.
You've got to answer that.
Farmers, what's up, man? You just
Hey, did I come in at the right moment or what?
Yes, you did.
How you doing, farmers?
Hello.
Hey, couldn't be more on the money.
Yeah, try not to be so boring today, right?
It's okay. Jomongus just doesn't like me, and I couldn't give a shit. Oh dear, what have I missed?
Nothing much really, but I'll be back. I've got to go and check my mum wants a cup of tea or something.
Man, yeah.
Right, I'll be back.
We talked a little bit about Brian Leake's bet to Bibo.
Oh yes,
to the buildings. Brian Leake asked for certain requirements for Bibo to repeat the observation, and apparently Bibo have already done that in this very show a little while ago. And if Bibo or Brian Leake join, we can look at those results and see if Brian agrees with Bibo already, have completed the challenge or not.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Brian wanted him to repeat the observation at night.
At night or almost right before night, yeah.
He obviously seems to think that refraction only happens during the day. I believe that's what he's driving at, which is just wow.
There's no density in the nighttime.
Is there not? Where does density go to
and no
bed?
Temperature. Yeah, and then temperature too. It's bedtime for temperature.
Yeah, I've watched. I've tried to keep up to date with the videos. So it's been tricky today. I've been a bit busy, but I believe that he's basically saying that sunlight causes refraction.
Yeah, and the worst part is about 2:30 in the evening or something, and he was just an hour or an hour and a half later, so it was bad. But it was close to sunset, so I don't.
I mean, myself, I had the idea in my mind that at nighttime is not that there's no refraction, because I know there's always refraction of all 24 hours, but there's less amount of refraction at nighttime. I just really thought that until recently, that I heard that the more amount of refraction you get at nighttime, I don't understand where that come from, because for as far as I know, I think that idea that me not thinking that there's less refraction at night, I think it came from Soundly when years ago, when in 2017, 2016, 17, when he started doing the observations of the Pancho train and all that stuff. I think I got that idea that at nighttime there's almost no refraction that you can, record and all. Might be wrong, I might be misremembering, but just recently I heard the opposite, that the nighttime there's more refraction. I don't know, I just don't agree with it. I think at nighttime there's a lot less refraction than there's a daytime, because the light helps so to bend the light crazier than at nighttime. It's more steady, whatever you see, less distortion at night. Tell me why I'm wrong or right. Why you think I'm wrong or right? I accept feedback, please.
No, that's it.
Yep, that's convincing. Nuh-uh. I like that.
Would it be the case that the amount of light doesn't affect the amount of refraction? Like daylight doesn't refract more than like nighttime. Like if it's daytime and there's a lighthouse, the light coming from the lighthouse isn't affected by the daylight. It's going to refract the same in the nighttime and daytime.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Could it be that because it's daytime, you can see more details on what's happening due to the refraction, and at nighttime you see a lot less, so you see less of the effects of the refraction because of the darkness? Could be. I don't know. Which also makes sense. I mean, it's dark, you're not gonna see everything. It's fucking dark. Oh man, that'll be an easy debunk, Yeah.
Flat Earthers will soon ask for pictures of housing in the nighttime. It's like, it's dark, we can't take a picture. Ah, there you go, welcome to Flat Earth. It's gonna happen.
Is that when the infrareds come to play?
I think that it's Jay Tolan who can see for 1,000 miles.
Yeah, I have heard that. With the I'm forgetting the names and terms with the infrared camera, right?
Yeah, I think it was an infrared that he used in the airplane where he's allegedly saw for over 1,000 miles, which is wrong, but still.
Yes, I saw Greater Sempian debunked him, and it was great.
His geography was a little bit out, wasn't it? He was looking at some lake that was a damn sight closer and thought he was looking at was it the sea or something? No, I can't remember.
He thought he was seeing Hudson Bay.
That's it. Thank you, Hudson Bay. I can't remember what it was.
He was actually looking at a cloud. The farthest you could see was Georgian Bay and Upper Lake Huron, about 205 miles away. Which, of course, is exactly what you should have seen from that altitude on the globe.
Yeah.
Brian, what were you gonna do to this, to my server?
What was I going to do? What?
To my server.
What was I going to do to your server?
No, he wasn't making threats, was he?
Didn't you say?
What are you going on about?
You never threatened to delete the server, really?
No,
I mean, I don't know how you could, if you could even do it, but why do you do that? Do you say that? This is one of the last messages that I received from you on April.
No, that was me leaving. I'll give you a countdown to me leaving.
Delete the server.
Yeah, out of my server list.
Oh, okay. I thought you were so like delete the server, like some kind of a report, or you got some hacking properties that you can just go to my options and delete the server of existence. You know.
No, I was just going to take you out my server list.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
You got upset about something. I can't even remember what it was now.
Because of the spamming that you had going on. I tell you.
I'm getting confused. This image we're seeing here, it's saying the sky ramping down to eye level. So it used to be the land rising up to eye level, and now we've got the sky ramping down to eye level. So which is it? Is it one of the two or both? Both. Oh,
both happen.
Is one heavier than the other? Or does the one push the sky up? Does the sky push the one down? I don't know what's going on here.
But nothing physically happens. What we observe is the apparent. This appears to happen in reality. Now, there's a point. The convergence point is what's going on here, because we got how many convergent points over here in the horizon? Should it be one?
See, this is what I'm saying. Does the sky ramp down? Does the land rise up? I mean, this is what I'm not understanding with Flat Earth. The ramping down, rising up. You know, are they pushing against each other? What's going on?
It's perspective.
Is there any electromagnetic, forces involved in this?
Now look at this. If we follow the path of the landscape, or the original landscape, in order to make to the convergence point, everything to converge, it just doesn't add up, right? Distorted, doesn't add up.
I've seen this photo a couple of times before, and just to be sincerely honest, not all runways are completely flat and horizontal and level and everything. Some of them actually are tilted somewhat.
Mm. So if you tilt this one, the bottom tweak it to the left, the top tweak it to the right, that might be a good convergence point. Following.
I mean, up and down, like on the Gardermoen here, Oslo Airport Gardermoen. Right. The north end is 5 meters higher than the south end.
Yeah, but also if you were to move your camera like 2 miles to the right, those angles would all change. Why does that happen?
Because flat Earth, man.
Yeah.
That couldn't be easier than that, man.
I mean, no airport tilts enough to make the globe flat, certainly, but yeah, airports don't necessarily need to be completely horizontal and flat and all that.
Most runways aren't flat. Certainly not the ones I've seen.
I think the one on the Gardermoen is 3.5 kilometers long, and during those there are 3 or 4 tops, which is 5 meters higher than the bottoms. It goes up and down and up and down.
Yeah. I think the largest RAF one over is Bryce Norton, where I worked for a while. And when you drove across the end of the runway, look down it. At the takeoff end where we were based, there was a hump, and then there was
Mike and Brian.
Flat.
You had Mike, Brian.
Sorry, mate.
We're losing you, Farmer's Boy.
Yeah, you robot it for a second. I got a video clip shared by Brian Mavitt. You guys don't have to do anything. If you're watching my screen share, you will see it automatically. I'm just going to change the window, and you should be able to see a video clip on pause. There you go. And this is from Brian Mavitt. I got it on repeat. And the text under this video is this what Ranti is? Is this what Ranti is seeing mountains dropping in the background? As a question.
But again, on the photo from Randy, it's crisp and clear. There's no distortions. That's the difference. You can see it.
The simple answer, Jose, is no.
There you go, Brian Mabbott. Your thoughts on that? On the answer? Are you happy with the answer? Is that the answer you were expecting?
How can you deny that?
Distortions. You see the distortions in the photo.
It's on the same video. The camera's in exactly the same place.
Yeah, and it's distorted.
I'm not saying it's not distorted. I'm saying, is this what Ranty thinks is the mountain dropping because it's going round a curve? Where actually that mountain hasn't moved, yet it looks lower.
Because in Ranty, sorry.
The time is there.
I'll answer more directly. And then Tommy. We're talking about what Ranty think about, if this is what he think about the mountain. We gotta ask him because he never stopped speaking about this specific observation. You know, that's my answer. Tommy, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, but you can see in Ranty's photo that there is no distortions. Everything is crisp and clear. Here, everything is smooshed.
Yeah, but is this a photograph or is this a frame taken out of a video? Because when you show it in video, everything's going up and down through the.
What is a video?
A
series of photos.
Yeah, but is this a photo or is it a frame from a video? Is what I'm asking.
It's a video.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's taken the two different frames out of a video, but if you watch it, it goes from small to big. And that shows you the distortion being created by the changes in the thickness of air and the temperature of air.
But he's showing the two different, from the same. He's not showing what the way it's happening. It's gradual. Yeah, we know it's gradual. He's just showing that.
You do understand video is a series of images, don't you?
Exactly what I said.
That's exactly what I said. Did he take a frame out of a video, two different frames that showed what he wanted, rather than just showing the video and talking about that? Yeah.
I accept that.
Look at the time. There's about 2 hours and 10 minutes difference.
You didn't see the effect over the time. It was so gradual. You didn't see the effect.
Again, Brian, you can see the distortions.
You washing your dishes, Brian, or are you making your dinner?
Oh, what are you doing, Susan?
I'm packing.
Shout, Susan! Come on, keep it low.
Hey,
keep it low over there. You're making too much noise. Come on.
She's packing. Is she leaving you?
Hold on, let me hear Susan. Susan, what?
I said I don't make as much noise as you lot do.
Oh, well, you got a point there. All right, I'll take it.
Now, we've sold this house, so she's packing all the stuff out of the kitchen away.
Good luck on your new future endeavors. Hopefully everything goes well for you guys.
Yeah, I hope the move is good for you, man. Yeah.
Hopefully she's not like Cece's wife.
Yeah, right. She's funny. No, Susan is funner because she have coming over here and told Brian a few already on microphone and told me a few too and us.
Yeah.
So it's all good. I'll take it.
Jose, these flirts like to find these little anomalies. That doesn't disprove the normal. And that's something that they haven't figured out yet.
Doesn't
exactly the same as with the Black Swan. Exactly the same.
Nobody's saying it proves or disproves anything. It's just asking a question. When Ranty says that mountain's dropped, is it just an optical effect he's witnessing?
Then there's optical effects with the optical distortions on the photo.
Yeah,
let me hear Bob.
It's not, so there's the answer to your question.
It's atmospheric aberration. Yeah.
You do see the difference between a clear photo and a distorted photo, do you, Brian?
Just put it into your thinking. We all want to know the truth, right? We don't want to live a lie, do we?
The truth is, it's an atmospheric aberration that's caused by thicker and warmer and cooler air in between you and the object you're looking at. You know, and that's what we're seeing, you know?
Totally agree with you. Totally
Those
agree.
aberrations is clearly visible as distortions. Simple as that. You can't have light traveling from one object and making a whole lot of stuff through the air and that get crisp clear at the lens. That doesn't happen.
All right. I'm gonna switch the window. This is the one I was looking for. This is from the plane tracks thingy. Where is the other? Oh, this one. So these two images, we got one. We can draw it like this. This is the horizon, and the horizon should be the vanishing line. Flat Earthers, paradigm. But then when we see over here, we see the horizon, but this will be the point, the convergence, the vanishing point. So isn't the vanishing point supposed to be in the vanishing line if we do in perspective? But if we follow this, they're going to converge in a point, and a point is way higher than the horizon. So there's a little issue going on there, man. Not for me.
Wait, there's vanishing line now?
I guess, along this line should be the vanishing point should be along this line.
No, the vanishing point should be at the vanishing point. Where everything vanishes.
The vanishing line is where you put the vanishing points in.
Jose, I think you're agreeing with Balance Truth in the chat now. Vanishing line. He has problem with the horizon point and different stuff. So yeah, I think I can agree with him now.
Shout outs to everybody in YouTube land.
Jose, can you put the other image up with the red lines on?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's drawn in a phone in a small format, so it's okay. It's close enough over here. What do you think? Is it too messy over here? Yeah, but the horizon, the horizon should be over here, and then the point should be somewhere up a lot higher.
Reality doesn't lie. Strange how that works.
And then it's close enough, following the path of the, on the landscape in the ground. It isn't that far enough.
And from that angle, standing directly behind it, I'll retract my former about this going up and down, because standing back there, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Still a straight line.
And this one, same, it's run the same. If you just follow this one, it's going to be in a point somewhere around here. It might be a little bit wibbly wobbly because look, this one is actually a little exaggerated, tilted to the side. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close.
But we've all seen the image of the boat that looks like it's floating in midair, haven't we?
Yeah.
Again, a distortion, clearly visible.
So
that's how it works.
The horizon that...
And that's perfectly explainable on a globe. So it really doesn't help your case.
The horizon we see isn't the actual horizon, is it? It's...
The horizon is always the same horizon you see. It's always a false horizon. It's just as far as you can see, depending on the temperatures, the humidity, stuff like that. So none of it matters really. What you need to understand is the world is 240,000 miles around, and the 2 miles per fucking mile squared is a whole load of bullshit. It's not a calculation anybody uses other than flat earthers.
And the way we know refraction, Brian, is that it lifts things up. So it's probably lower than it is today.
Now let's look at these two. I got two images. This is the first one. On a plane, parallel lines appear to converge in a vanishing point on the horizon. Does this sound fair? Does this sound correct?
Sure.
I think so. This is what should happen, you know? But then we have another image over here. However, on a large sphere, this vanishing point is above the horizon as in the distance the terrain drops away. Do we agree with this statement? Brian, do you agree with this statement?
No.
Do you agree with this statement?
Yes. It's
Not
all optical, whichever. It's all an optical illusion.
Yeah, Brian. But we
If
see only
these two
one of them.
blocks are parallel to each other, then them lines are the same distance away from each other in the distance, aren't they? They've got to be if these are parallel. We see them coming together just like train tracks, but they're not actually coming together.
No, Brian, but they're coming together at the horizon or above the horizon. That's the question.
Well, if it works laterally, why wouldn't it work vertically? Why can't we have the same distortion vertically and horizontally? We know we've got it horizontally. Train tracks never ever come together, else the train would fall off the fucking tracks.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Brian. They are on the surface. We're not talking about train tracks. We're talking about straight lines.
A train track's not a straight line then?
Absolutely not.
No.
Brian, we're quite familiar with perspective. You don't need to lecture us on it. We know how it works.
Well, I'm posing the question, if we can see this effect happening horizontally, can it be happening vertically as well? And giving us an illusion? You've got to take that into your considerations.
The illusion that you think it's going to be different vertically than horizontally. When you look up at a building, you see the same thing as you're looking along railway tracks. The bottom of the building is thick and the top of the building is thin, but you know the building is the same width because they've got as many floors on the top floor as what they've got on the bottom floor. If it's a, an octagonal building, you know what I mean? So obviously it looks like it's thinning at the top, but I've just got as many floors at the top as I have at the bottom. So it's not thinning. It's just your perspective that makes it look like that. The same as looking down a railway track, looks like they're getting closer together. But obviously, if they were getting closer together, the train would run off the track. You know what I mean? So
I want to look very quick. I want to touch on very quickly over here. This is the picture that was mentioned earlier. We got the boat that appeared to be floating, right? Well, what really is happening here? I don't care what the experts say. I don't care what any big channel with millions of subscribers has. What's happening in reality is the quality of this image is not showing the reality. This appears to be water in the bottom right here. This appears to be water, and then the boat appeared to be floating. But if you can see it, there's a very fade line over here, right? What is this fade line? If we adjust the levels, we can see what's going on here. This is actually the ground, the grass, where these bleachers and these people is standing on, and then we got the water. It's exactly the same image.
I think it's aliens.
You just gotta adjust
Nice.
the photos. Look at that. That's it.
Oh dear.
I mean, or is the people sitting on the water? Are they in a cruise ship? Because they look to be in bleachers and so looking some kind of sport or something. And then we got the grass, the ground, and then we got the water, and it adds up perfectly. You can grab the original image, and you can find actually both different images. So there you go, both. Boom. What do you think about that,
think
Ryan?
it's
You
the
agree with that, Ryan?
aliens. I think it's the aliens that built the pyramids that did this.
Yeah, hold on,
picture, you know?
there's. Brian, what do you think about that? About this? It's just a misconception that people actually thought that this was water, the dark segment, and then we actually got the water in the top, just very, very close to the same color to the sky.
You do know that that's the same picture, don't you? That's been manipulated.
It's the same picture that the levels have been changed. The colors have been changed slightly. Yeah, it's the same picture. Yes.
The levels have been changed.
The colors have been changed. Yeah. This is actually not water, Brian. You know that, right? This darker area. This is not water. This is the ground.
We can all assume that you cannot get a lighter than air tanker.
No, we don't. That's why it's in the water, very clearly, right here in the water.
So
look, see, we got the ground, we got the water, and we got the tanker in the water, in the ocean, right?
We can clearly see what we're looking at is a.
It's photoshopped.
Not, I think it's photoshopped, yeah, but I done a little bit because I was led to believe it was two different images, and I zoomed in onto the people, and the people are in exactly the same stance as they were in each picture. So
they're just changed. It's the colors. The colors of the images have been changed. That's it.
Look at how bright the reds are in the top picture compared to the bottom picture.
Yeah, it's been altered, but they're all doing exactly the same in both images. The bloke in the yellow's slightly looking down. I did have a good look at it.
Same
it's
image.
The same damage
it's
been
tones.
photoshopped. Yeah.
The same image with different color tones. That's it.
They've made this brown look like sand, I suppose. That's what was supposed to.
So that's what you think. You think this is water? Actually, this dark blue is water. You think? Is that what you think?
Well,
you don't think the top one is really right?
You can only assume, can't you? It's not a true image.
Which one? The original image is the bottom one.
A boat will not hover.
Okay, it's not actually hovering.
Doofus Manfred posted this image. Doofus, go ahead.
Right, the one that appears more blue overall, that one, if you look very closely at the boat, you'll see there are two different shades of blue right next to the boat, in the exact same location where you see the other image with the levels corrected, where the horizon actually appears. The horizon is actually there in both photos, but in the one that's more blue overall, you just can't see it as well.
Yeah, the bottom image is the original one, yeah.
Where's the sandy colour come from?
That's the original sand.
You can't have a wave breaking in the middle of sand, can you?
There's no wave in the middle of the sand.
What's that
looks
white
like a bird
there then that looks like what we call a white horse, and it's there on the other image?
It's a bloody seagull flying through, you know what I mean? What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, I can't dispute that. So, but we all know tankers cannot hover, so
it doesn't.
Right, and it's not.
No,
it doesn't even appear to be hovering.
Not even in this one either. Not even in the one that look like only less color, because I still see the water over here. I still see it. I still see the line over here. I mean, for those who doesn't have the strong eyes and then cannot discern between tones, they can probably not see it very well. But I can see it very clearly. The water over here, the water line.
Having worked with Photoshop, I can say that I think this is 3 different images. I think that people in the stands are one image, the boat is another image, and the sand and sea is another image, and then they've changed the sand into water.
I disagree with you. You're saying that this is a composite that is being manipulated somehow, clip a segment of the image and add it another. No, I disagree with it. This is one image that just the colors, the levels, the tones have been just tweaked and altered, so you can see the actual what actually is happening.
If you
you interrupted me. What is actually happening? Like they have done 1,000 times with the so-called Black Swan and others, that they alter the tones so you can see more of what is barely visible. I can barely see over here a line and the different tones of blue, but over here I can see it better because you can change the tones a little bit, and now you can see better what's going on. Nothing is being added. I didn't clip 2 images. I didn't grab these bleaches, these people from one image, and I cut the boat and I put it. Nobody did that. This is just one photograph.
I
Yeah,
kind of
so-
agree with hers because the lines around that ship looks a bit sharp in contrast to the rest of it.
It looks a bit weird, doesn't it? It doesn't even fit
Yeah.
into the water when it's in the water. That's a boat that's been put into that image, and I don't believe that these people are sitting there on the beach watching something. That I think they'd be put in as well.
The waterline looks a bit straight, too straight for me as well. If that is a waterline, I don't know.
Or
This
is it
a
a
golf
curve?
tournament.
Sure.
This is a golf thing.
But have we not got the original image we can put into a?
Right.
I'm telling you, I've worked with
You're
Photoshop.
looking
This
at
is a triple image overlay and patch up. I've seen this what I've done before. This is not one image.
Yeah, it's better graining and stuff. It's something is grainy.
I'm gonna search the image with Google and let's see if we can find the original. Let's search. It should be a hit.
But if that top one was about real, the horizon behind the ship should be still behind the ship, so you wouldn't see the horizon, which is hidden behind the ship. So it can't be real.
There you go, Twitter. There's a bunch of matches. I don't know what the original one is, but
Try searching the bottom one, Jose.
huh?
Try doing the other one that's got what looks like the beach on. See if that's an original.
Oh, is this? It's gonna look. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, search that one.
Yeah.
And find the largest photo in
Yeah, it's gonna show it.
dimensions.
Yeah, slightly different colors, right?
Yeah, when I did a Google search, I ended up with exactly what I have here.
Wasn't an illusion. Viral picture of floating ship in the sky tricked everyone. Illusions can be a game changing, but it makes a simple go
Now
viral.
drop it into photo forensics.
I don't have none of that.
It's online.
Yeah, but that's shit. I have one of my real photos taken by myself being fake, so no, don't use it.
This is others and look the same. I still
That's
see
why
the
Brian
horizon.
uses it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, line over here.
it's false positing. It's giving false positives for things that it thinks are fake.
But you see what that's doing. We know that tanker ain't hovering, so the actual horizon is at the hull line of the tanker, surely.
So we're talking about
Yeah,
this.
we see it
or
there.
You're talking about the other one. You want to talk about the other one that is in this article?
Yeah, but even that one, I'm saying that ship was superimposed over that background picture of the ocean. It's
Why?
Yeah.
You think that one is?
You think this one is?
No, the original photograph, I think it's a three-part picture, at least a three-part picture. This one, I don't know. This could be just be a two-part picture, but it could also be a three-part picture with the rocks on the right-hand side being put in. I'm not sure.
I can slightly see the horizon. I can see slight blue in this one.
Yeah, but also see the rocks on the right-hand side. They could also have been put in as well. This big block
but why?
on the right-hand side, I think that could have been superimposed.
You're more of
on
a flat earther than the flat earthers today.
That's a perfectly genuine photograph. I don't think there's anything false about that at all.
Yeah, the aliens floated it, like they did the Egyptian pyramids, you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, and Jose, in that one on the right side, you can see it a little bit more clear than you can on the left side, but there is a slight color difference right where the boat meets.
Yeah. Right here. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, you can see that slightly darker blue up to the edge of the boat. Yeah.
Which means the horizon is actually higher than what we think it is.
It's a fake horizon. That boat has been
not.
put in there. You know what I mean?
No, stop talking bollocks.
It's just not the horizon is all.
We got Brian here to talk bollocks for us.
Until we check the image out and see whether it's been altered.
God.
Well, I'll copy the image and you do that forensic thing that you say, Brent. I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it right here.
Of course, every one of these examples, it has to be the blurry one, because the original photo from the original photographer doesn't seem to be present. It's always the blurriest ones.
There's another one here too. Let's see this one. There you go. There's another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking download it in this.
Look out, Brian's going to analysing it using that shit website and say it's all fake.
I'll copy the link.
Isn't that the same one?
When you're in the app, you can't copy pictures.
Oh no! Copy the link then.
I've copied the link. I'll open the link.
Somebody's done
Yeah, mobile's a little
a
bit weird
huge
about it.
amount of work on this to make certain things blurry and other things not blurry. Look how sharp the shadow is in the bottom right hand corner compared to
That's
how
not.
blurry everything else is, you know.
Oh, that's the link to here.
Have anybody given me any super chats and I missed it? Where's the money? Oh, PayPal.
Yeah, I gave you a donation, mate. I found some money in my bank. I gave you some money, right?
Maybe PayPal. All right, I'm on it. I'm
At least
asking.
he's
I'm being-
honest about getting paid.
I'm being asked.
Jose's got to get paid, man. This is fucking entertaining as fuck.
Gotta get paid.
Hey,
man.
Jose, what room do you put your links in?
Daily Boom Uncensored.
There, okay. Yep.
Well. Actually, I got a chunk of money by turns. $17. Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. When it's wet or misty, you see strange things. Flurf thinks this proves flat and level or something when it's raining misty. Thank you, brothers. Appreciate it, man.
I just put a new link in there.
All right, I'm on it.
Well, there's no pixelation on it.
No, they've done a very good job of balancing the distortion in the background. But look at how sharp the shadow is in the foreground, in the bottom right hand corner. That's a pretty sharp, yeah. That shadow compared to all the pixelation in the background, that doesn't meet up with reality, you know.
I gotta be. I don't know. I mean, a copyright strike or something with this content. Tommy, you think?
I don't know, but at least Brian can watch it.
That's the scary thing. I'll scroll forward a little. Oh, we got a guy explaining this. Yeah, this is what I did. I think I seen this a long time ago, and I disagree with what this guy say. I think if my memory is right, this guy is saying that this is some kind of Fata Morgana or one of those effects that appears that the boat is floating over. It's not. There's actual water over here. This actual horizon is a lot higher.
You can see the darkness just above the
Yeah.
boat, and yeah.
I disagree with him. But man, there's some video clips over here. You guys can watch it on your own, and I'll share the link because I don't want to take it. This is a big channel. I don't want to take a chance of this, right? I didn't ask permission to play it to the content creator, so I don't take a chance. I'll just share the link. There you go.
Oh,
You
Earth
can
is
see
Life posted a
darkness
good one.
halfway up that sail, and then down to the water level that it shows it, and that's slightly darker than the sky, and it doesn't shade the way it would if it was normal shading. It is dark, you know what I mean, halfway up the sail. Yeah.
Basically,
Go ahead.
basically, what everything they say in this video is false.
Well, the pictures are not videos. Yeah.
All right, there's an image over here of the video. There you go.
But could this drop-in be what you think is curvature of the Earth, where actually it's just an optical effect?
No, because we know this is optical effects. We know what happens.
We know
There you
the
go,
Earth is curved.
Yeah, this is on screen right now. This boat is not a mirage. It's not an optical illusion. This is a real boat sitting in the horizon right here, which the horizon is right here. This is a false horizon due to fog or whatever it is.
But if you
I
remove
don't believe that
boat,
because
so
the
you've got
boat
no
would be
ref-
fogged out as well. You know?
If you remove the boat, so you got no reference point.
But one will think that this is the horizon, yes. If there was if this object wasn't here, this boat, and there was nothing else that I said, like, dude, look at the horizon. If I don't look left to right, I don't see anything else out of context like this. If you show me this image without the boat, I will say, yeah, this is the horizon right here, and I commit to it 100%. Yes, I agree.
You
But
should
at
probably
least-
not see the
but
keel
we
of the
got a
boat.
reference. Yeah, but we got references, and that's the beauty of it. Now we know.
You
I
should
think
not
we
see the
can move
keel
on
of the
from
boat
this
up
now.
there.
We've more or less put that to bed now.
I done that. Chris Berry done that 2 or 3 times. Jose, why do you think the horizon is in this image? And he showed me just a clip of an image, just a screenshot of a out of context image, you know.
What
Good
I
thing,
don't
Brian.
understand about this image though is it says false horizon due to fog. Why is the bottom part of the boat and that black dot to the right of where it says real horizon, why isn't that kind of fogged out as well? If there was fog, you wouldn't be able to see these dark objects as dark as they are. They would be fogged out. I think this is a composite image as well.
Right, but it's
Then
not
again,
really helpful to just call images fake just to call them fake. In this particular case, this is a lot easier to explain as cloud cover reflecting off the water. Because you can't see what the cloud conditions are like in this particular photo.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't believe that boat is in the original image, nor that black dot to the right of where it says real horizon. I think they're being put on top of this image.
In my opinion, it doesn't matter where the horizon is or what you see. What matters is what you see behind it, if you see it clear or not.
Yeah, due to something, this is a false horizon. It doesn't necessarily have to be fog. It could be a shade, the cloud coverage, and you got the reflection over here. It's just, you know, and the actual fog. You know, when it's foggy, when we got rain coming, you got the sprinkle. You know, the water, the rain is gonna wash out probably what you see in the background. It could be actually fog that is coming in, and you got this sprinkling of water, and just make it look like this. Why is this not going away? Because it's not a heavy, thick fog like the movie fog that there's gonna be monsters in it. It's just
Yeah, but it
fog
would still
and
be
make it
it
look
would
like this.
still not be as dark as it is, Jose. Look at how dark it is compared to the gradation to the land in the background. You know, that ship and that black dot is definitely been put in there on top of another photograph.
If there was something in the background, like a mountain or a house or a building or a wind turbine, it will be much more easy to see what's happening.
Yeah. It's crazy what a little bit of haziness in the air can do and can block your view of anything in the background. You will still see objects in it, but the fog it make the water and the skies merge at a certain point. It's just odd what would make it look like. For those who have gone out and taken the camera and zoom in different conditions, you can know what it is.
That's
But
why I
it
don't
just-
use these kinds of conditions.
Yeah.
But there doesn't seem to be any fog effect on the boat or that black dot. They're too dark for if there's any fog there at all. They're just too dark. They've been placed on top of the fog. That might be an image of fog rolling in, and
Look-
I've seen that. But
Look at
that
the
boat,
adjustments.
that boat doesn't have any fog in front of it at all.
Look at
I
the
don't understand that.
adjustments, Serge. Look at the adjustments in the left, bottom left that have been done in this image to boost up the coloring, the tones of the colors. The original image doesn't show this clarity.
When you adjust the levels, you do nothing to the colors.
Yeah, he could do that and resolve that boat without getting rid of the fog around it as well, and show the background as well. No, I've worked with photo images and built up images over with 6, 8 different things being put into it, and it's very difficult to get everything to balance. This guy has not spent any time re-imaging that boat or the black dot. Otherwise, it would look much better.
Terz, you can see with me here on that levels there. You push the white dot on the levels adjustment there to 230. That's in the middle of that peak. That should be on the far right side. The left one I agree with because he had pushed the black one all the way to the start of that mountain there, but at 105. But the right one should be on the right side. So he had done something with the levels that shouldn't be done.
Yeah, he's maybe done that. This is a composite. It's a composite image. He's maybe got the levels of all the images that he's got in there, rather than just the one. Because you can do that. You can have what you've manipulated in your background and what you manipulated with your front, and you can group them. And I think you're showing a group there, and what he's done with the boat, the black dot, and the background, and then he's put them all together and showed you everything he's done with everything. And I've worked with this stuff, man. I know what's going on, and it's just
I think
it's a
the white
composite image, and I know what's going on.
I think the white level setting was set too far left, so he maybe had hide something, something.
How about this image on
Fata
screen right now?
Morgana, for fuck's
How about
sake.
this one on screen right now? The original is in the left, and the altered is in the right. By altered, I mean the color levels have been changed to show more of what was in.
Is Farmer's Boy logged off? Is he buggered off? I think he watched me images. I think he could probably tell us a lot more. Is it Farmer's Boy or was
No.
it?
No, not me.
So it's the guy that sorry, I can't remember his name.
It'll be my alter ego, Stingray.
Stingray, yeah, I think it's Stingray. He would be able to tell us a lot more whether what
I am Farmer's Boy and Stingray, and if push comes to shove,
right.
I'm also Druss.
Okay, right. Do you think what I'm saying is roughly correct, or somewhere around about the right ballpark? 'Cause I've watched multiple imaging to make one picture. What do you think?
I think you may even be thinking of LK in this instance.
Oh, it could be. Yes, could be. Yeah, could be LK. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
possibly.
photographer.
But it's not me. But I, to be honest, Terse, I think you're talking pish. I don't see any problem with this image.
Shots fired!
I think it's a perfectly genuine image. You do get these crazy effects when you're looking out across water sometimes.
Fight!
I'm too knackered to fight. I couldn't give a shit. I've had one of those days, and I've just eaten pizza.
I don't want to fight either. I'm just saying that I've watched the processing multiple images to make one picture, and that's what it looks like to me. A lot of these images are multiple images, or they're being manipulated with computer software that I didn't have access to.
Yeah, I actually have in my power over here on some of the cars. Crazy observations that I taken in for years ago that I lost them all. That I had a lot of them uploaded on my oldest channel, but I I didn't upload a lot because it was a lot of mirage and weird effects that it didn't prove or disprove anything. But I'm gonna start grabbing some weird, odd looking stuff like this that appear to show boats floating and like sci-fi vehicles and stuff. I can upload a lot of those and we can talk for hours of those. But it just doesn't prove anything or disprove anything. It's just a cool image to look at and talk about weird.
Exactly
shit.
my thought.
Yeah, exactly.
These are good examples of refraction and distortions, but they don't prove anything because they're shit.
That's it. Yeah.
We don't use this.
Yeah, it's good to look at it, and all right, we got refraction and we got all kinds of atmospheric conditions, and we got all the Fata Morganas and inferior, superior mirages, but why am I going to waste my time talking about that? We know that already exists. We can do that for hours, for years, all our lives. But why don't then we grab the images that are actually a lot clearer with the less amount of refraction, where we can actually see what's going on with the ones that represent reality the best, the ones that we see what's going on. If I'm looking at a vessel ship and a building far in the distance, I'm not going to grab, if I take 100 images and I only have 2 images of those where I actually look at the photos and I say, all right, this container ship actually got the actual shape of the container ship, and this building, actually I can count the floors of the building. But in the other 98 pictures, they are all distorted. And the container, the ship doesn't look like a ship, it looks like a blob. If the building, I cannot count the floors and it's all smudged and all fucked up, I'm going to actually take more time to look at the 2 pictures that look the best, square, straight, and represent reality, that actually I can scale it up, one to one. That I can grab the big image, I can shrink it down, or I can grab the small image, shrink it up, and I put it side by side to the control image and it looks the same. I'm not going to look at the 98 pictures that look like smudges. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes you immediately better than Travis.
There you go. Yeah, thank you.
Between these 2 images, I think the one on the left looks to be the most normal one, and the one on the right looks to be, I don't know, they've changed a lot of settings on colours in order to make it look like that.
And Brian, if
Right, the
you're
point
still
was
listening, what Jose said.
Brian Mavitt, if you go to a party, they say, hey, I need you to go and take pictures of this wedding, but you got to be a mile away. Take all the pictures from a mile away radius, and you go walking around, take pictures. You take 100 pictures. When you go home to start checking on the pictures, you got all kinds of smudges and blurred images, and you got 2 images out of those 100, only 2 images that you can actually see the faces of the broom and the groom, and you can see the little kids, and you can see the dog carrying the flower basket. In all of the 98 pictures, you got blur and a mess. Will you look at these 2 pictures and say, hey, this is my 2 best pictures, the 2 pictures that represent reality the best? Or will you actually entertain the idea of giving the groom the 98 pictures that look like shit? What do you think?
Are you asking me if I would take pictures at a wedding from a mile away?
Yes, if you take 100 pictures of a wedding a mile away, and when you verify those pictures, only 2 pictures look good and clear, and you can see the faces of the guests on the wedding. Will you sell the 98 pictures that look like shit? I mean, they want to buy it, right?
No, but I wouldn't. I used to do wedding photography, and I used to allow 25-foot maximum as distance.
All right, the 25 pictures, you only got 1 good picture that you actually can see the details. You can see the ring when he's putting the ring. In the other 24 pictures, they actually are bad for some reason. The camera missed work. It just didn't work out. They were fucked up pictures.
Yeah, just throw them away.
Exactly, and then you got 1 good picture, right? Yeah, if you got 1. Yeah.
1 good picture. If they want to pay for it, then yeah. But
exactly, yeah.
When we used to do film photography, if we were doing a modeling session, we used to put an old film in to start with, because the model's tense and things go wrong, and we'd shoot that off, not telling the model, because we knew the first picture would be crap, and then we'd pretend to change that out and then we'd put a proper film in, and then we'd get some results.
60 people watching. 60 people watching. Boom.
And it's hard to get a natural smile on people's faces as well. They all do this fucking stupid grinning. So,
like a horror movie.
You can see it in their eyes when they're doing it too.
Like Chandler Bing on Friends.
We used to have like little pranks to do to make them laugh, which you'd get a natural smile then.
Yeah, right. Accept the fact you're not funny.
But no, I wouldn't take images from a mile away to at a wedding. No.
No, but that's what I mean by analogy, right? If I want to go to the beach and take observations, and I take a bunch of pictures of the horizon of container ships and fishing boats and buildings and stuff, when I go home and I see that the majority of those pictures have actually a lot of mirage and distortion, and they just look like a mess. But there are just a handful of pictures, 2 or 3 pictures that actually look sharp, clear, and actually I can see the objects that I'm looking at. I know this is this building, I know this is this boat or that ship. I actually gonna spend time on looking at those pictures, the ones that look good and clear. I don't need to waste time in the ones that got a lot of mirage and distortion, because I know that they are distorted. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Well said.
This is why I won't use images, because they're all so distorted, especially long distance images. They're all so distorted by the atmosphere. I don't know anybody that can come up with a measurement from a distorted image, because you don't know what or how much the distortion is.
Exactly. Amen. That's why when we do observations, me at least, and a lot of people, we actually choose the pictures that are nice and clear and free. I'm going to call it very loosely, free of refraction and atmospheric conditions. We always have it, yes, but they're going to be visually free, They're going to look clear.
Yeah, they'll
Is it the first Black Swan with all the bent cranes?
They might look clear. It doesn't mean you're getting a perfect representation of what is in front of you.
But if you got a control image of this model or car, model boat, if you got a close-up image of these boats or buildings, then you can do a comparison. You can put what you got in the camera, zoom in, and you got a control image, then you match the size of boat and see if it actually represents reality.
Well, I don't even know if that the ones I've seen Skyfree done, where they had a model warship, and it only went like 500 or 600 foot away, with the camera right down on the water's level, and it disappeared in 500 or 600 feet. And there's only like 2 millimeters alleged curvature. So
No, it didn't disappear, Brian.
it didn't.
No, it got all distorted and
You
shit.
don't want me
It
to
didn't
get the
disappear.
video up, do you?
Go get the video. I saw it.
Hold on,
And
hold on.
why
let's-
would
Go ahead, Tommy.
why would you have the camera all the way down to the water? That's where you have the worst distortions.
To see if there is any curvature like they tell us, or is it an optical effect? And they proved it was just an optical effect.
Where do you have the worst distortions?
Way
I don't have
there. The model boat was hidden by the water. Then
I wouldn't have the choice, Brian. If I go in Florida, I wouldn't have the choice to go higher, 20 feet, 30 feet, 100 feet over the water. If I did, I would do that, because the closer to the water you are, the more refraction, atmospheric conditions you're going to observe in the distance. But I don't have a choice, so I try to do it at least standing up, or standing, and try to get high in the higher locations. But if I got the choice, I don't have to drop the camera down close to the water, because it will give me a lot of distortion, conditions.
well, I think the rule of thumb is don't take a picture below 15 degrees above the apparent horizon, because in that band is the most dense atmosphere.
When you stick your camera down to the waterline, that's where you have the most distortions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, where Travis takes most of his photographs from. The last thing you want to be is close to the water, because that's just making it so bad. 20, 30 feet up, that's the best place.
You don't stick your camera down in a bowl of porridge to take a photo.
Of course you don't.
Gary does.
Yeah.
he puts it below his table. Or behind a crayon, behind a stick of chalk, and then say, "Oh, I can't see other sticks of chalk." Well, no, you wouldn't do, would you? That's like standing in front of a brick wall and saying you can't see what's on the other side.
Speaking of that, I just had a look at his front page on YouTube. I haven't seen his videos for a while, but I can tell from the last 4 or 5 thumbs or something that the only thing he will do in those videos is just lift his camera again.
Yeah.
And of course, the absolute critical thing
You
in any
answered.
camera is the lens. And Germans make the best lenses.
Okay, I got a clip over here that I would like to share. This is shared by Doofus Manfred. It is a few seconds video. You guys, if you are already seeing my screen share, you don't have to do anything. You will see it. It will transfer over here. Do you see a basketball there? Those who are watching my screen share?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, I got an 8 seconds video and I have it on repeat. Let's see what this is. Doofus Manfred, why do you want me to play this video? Brian Mabbott, this is for you, Doofus. Say.
Oh, it's just about how continent sizes change in size relative to the amount of the surface you can see on a globe on some images. I was told that a series of photos of an actual globe where somebody was getting closer and farther away was fake. So I did it with a basketball.
Yeah, that's mine.
What?
I think that's mine.
That's my basketball. It's in my yard.
No,
What do
my
you mean?
globe, that's fake.
Oh.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I'd say that's not your basketball. No.
The globe is here. I'm going to put it in there. The globe you said was fake.
Yeah, there's a lot of this argument because of look at the comparison of the Blue Marble pictures from 2000, from the 72, and then you got the whatever the 2005, 2012. I seen that compilation of different globes with the different size of the continent of the Americas and stuff.
They don't seem to realise that if if you're out in space looking at Earth, the closer you get, the larger the continents are going to appear. But you're still going to see, you know, a circular image of Earth, because when you can see all of a sphere, it's going to be a circle. But the closer you get, the continent's going to look larger, and the further away you go, the smaller they're going to look, until eventually you're seeing pretty much one half of the Earth. It's a very simple concept.
What I'd like to see is take the size of the basketball and compare that to the size of the Earth, and then get close enough to the Earth that would represent how far away you would be in the ISS, and see how much of the basketball you would see.
It's almost
Oh,
impossible.
Doofus, there's another one, yeah.
Yeah.
I put mine in the room there and said Doofus had another one. So, yeah. I also got told about mine is fake. It's also in the room there. The album.
Right. The reason why I posted that one is that's the one that Brian Mabbott was complaining about, because he said the indicators on the arc on the far side there that's holding up all the globe, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
There's no reason for, he said there's no reason for the equator to change position relative to that measurement on the arc. But I said, you're not seeing as much of the surface. And so I said I could do this with a basketball, and so I did.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Brian. Brian, what do you think? Is this fair? Is it good demonstration?
Yeah, I've been told a lot of times too that I have two different globes, so this is a good one.
I'm having my tea.
Oh dear.
That's good.
It's a bit late for that.
No, it's only 6:20.
So this is the image that was in contention first, Doofus.
Yeah, the one with the 3 globes on it. That's the one
Yeah.
Brian was complaining about.
That shows it perfectly. The closer you get, the larger the continent's going to appear.
Yep. It's a nice
Yeah.
one.
And then
Yeah,
we
you
got
could-
one
what
over
you could
here.
do-
We got one by Tommy over here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told this is two different globes. This is mine.
Yeah, what you could do is you get a globe the size of like a softball, and photograph it, and then take it away and put a globe the size of a basketball in without moving the camera, and then see what the difference is.
Yeah,
Can I do that? I might be able to do that with my phone.
that's a good one.
Okay.
Oh, I see Mabbott's trying to complain something else now.
Right. I'm gonna leave this one with the 3 globes. I gotta go AFK for about 5 minutes. Have fun, everybody. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
What is Brian trying to show with that 2-second clip?
It's just 2 seconds of my 8-second clip.
Yeah. He's obviously thinks he's making a point. I'm bugging if I can see what it is.
He's showing you the difference between 8 seconds and 2 seconds, I think. You know.
Well, that's 6 seconds. Even I can work that out. Blimey.
In advance of him having some weird complaint about it, I'll go ahead and record another one that he can take another chunk out of. Just keep him busy.
Is it equator 101 or is it equator lull in the picture there? I think it's 101.
That's it. No, that, yeah, but
The first picture, you're looking at it from a different angle. I think the second picture, you're probably looking at it from probably the same angle, but slightly different distances, you know. But the first one, the bracket that's holding the globe is at a certain, it's further around the globe. So it'd be better if all the, the bracket holding the globe is all at the same angle, and then you could really see it, you know.
I also note that on Brian's photo there, where he's got equator 101, it's obviously, I think, supposed to be low, and he's put the degrees. But if you actually zoom in and look at it, no, doesn't look like it. Trying to see where 0 actually is.
I posted the wrong video, actually. I'll put the proper one in now.
Well, I did wonder what point it was you thought you were trying to make.
Well, it's
So
the
an
same
explanation
video,
will be-
except I've gone backwards and forwards with it. And you see, if you keep the same angle, everything gets zoomed in together, and not just the continent expands and the globe don't.
Nice.
this image I've put in the picture is photoshopped because they've actually moved the equator line somehow because they have to. Because if they kept
Yes,
the
they
equator
have
line at zero,
to.
then it would be through America as opposed to being in South America.
Well, in the first picture, I don't see an equator, but in the second two pictures, the equator line goes through exactly the same place on South America. So, what are you on about?
I believe the
Right, and-
furthest one on the right is the original image.
Yeah, the one on the right, you can see the equator on the bottom left of the globe, and you can see South America is just disappearing, and that equator goes through South America. And then you see the next two pictures, you can see the equator more clearly, and it goes through the top end of South America. So it looks like there's no change here. I don't know what you're on about.
I'm confused. What is
You're
the
talking
real
about
picture?
relative to the arc on the side. And Brian, in the earlier example that you took a chunk out of, the equator line was the lower of the three lines that you see. And in this example that I just uploaded again, just for fun, that is the same in this case. The equator line is the lower of the three lines that you see, and you get closer to the thing, and it changes position relative to the rest of the sides of the surface that you can see, just like I said it would. Right? I don't know how many times I needed to do this, Brian, but it always does this. You get closer, see less of the surface, the relative features change position.
I was confused when Brian said the right one is the real picture. Do you think it's the same, but he done something with the second one, or what?
No. These are three different pictures, or at least
but I think Brian
at least two
thought that
different
was-
pictures. The first picture is at a different angle, and you can tell that by the strap that holds the globe. It's at
He
a different
can't
angle in the
3D.
first picture for the next two. You know what I mean?
I know, but Brian said the right one was the real one, so I'm confused.
You're
The
confused.
equator line is not at zero.
I don't even know what you're talking about, the equator being at
Because
zero.
they've had to stretch
I've
the
got no
image
idea what
to
you're
get
talking
their
about there.
fantasy in.
Turf,
You have to
Turf,
move
it's
the equator line.
arc on the
because they
right
cannot
side of
move
the
the
thing that's
equator.
holding up the globe.
They cannot move the equator up into America, so they've had to move the equator down.
They
the
haven't
road
moved the
where
equator
it
down,
should
you
be.
The
numpty.
equator doesn't go through America, it goes through South America, you idiot. You know what I mean? God's sake.
The equator hasn't moved. The equator line in that first photo on the left is exactly where it should be.
It's not in line with the zero mark.
Yes, it is. If you look at it properly, it is where it's supposed to be. Where do you think it's going to line up with that zero in that photograph at that angle?
If you were to take a picture from the top of that globe, would you see the equator?
He can, that's yeah, but he can't 3D. He can't. He think you, Brian. You think you're an expert at analysing photographs,
No,
and
I
you
don't.
can't even. You fucking. Yes, you fucking do.
No, I
You
don't.
keep using. You keep using that stupid free website and saying, "Oh, look, this photo's fake," when it isn't. And you can't even look at this photo and work out where the equator is in line with the zero on the scale when it's actually around by the arm that's holding it up. You can't do that. You're no fucking expert. The
All right.
equator is exactly where it should be.
Brian, turn now. No interruption, Brian. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I've had my orders off the gaffer.
There's another loop posted at 24 after the hour, Jose. That one I just did out in the yard. I'm not sure if the audio is there where you might actually be able to hear Tommy talking or something. But
sorry.
That's all right.
That's too much.
I don't even know if
Stick
it's
a
recorded
pizza
or
in
not.
the
I don't
oven.
think it did. But you can see as you get closer to the thing that the surface features do move relative to the amount of the surface that you can see.
All right, I'll reshare that. I'll share
Yeah,
that.
it's a different one. Yeah.
And this is
Yeah, I think, Brian, you didn't address the point of the video with the continents changing size. You hooked up on something else. You just dodged the topic.
Well, he's trying to say that specific demonstration is fake so that it doesn't happen, so he doesn't have to do it himself. And I'm showing him with the basketball yes, if you do actually do it yourself, they do change relative to the surface you can see.
Brian, how about my 2 photos of the globe there? What's wrong in those?
Yeah, honestly, Tommy's is better, but I did this one day, and now I did it again, and
Not
I guess
better,
I've wasted
different.
my time.
Not better, different.
Yeah, explaining, just showing evidently the same concept that it
Yep.
does change. Yeah.
Simon Dad did the same. He's not that good because he didn't have that level of zoom.
I'm probably able to do this with my frog, my Earth with the frogs. See more and less of the frogs probably if I do it right. If I put my little phone in a tripod and I zoom in and or zoom out or use the wide angle view and non-wide angle view, it will change big time.
But Jose, do not use that crooked-eyed frog because then we'll go confused.
I will confuse. Yeah. Oh man, he's the man of the globe, man of the house. No, the frog of the globe. Good times. It's been a good show so far. If for those that are still watching on YouTube land, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Remember, when the video is already up and rendered on YouTube, you can leave a comment in the comment section, timestamp your favorite times of the show, and if you got anything to present, you can either present it on Discord at any time or link it in the YouTube chat box. Be careful linking stuff in the comment section because some of the comments are not shown due to YouTube just collecting a bunch of comments with links. I don't even see it. I don't even realize that comments have been deleted or taken by YouTube and stuff. Make sure to do that. And if you want to support, if you enjoy what you watch here, if you like hanging out, you can hit me up on PayPal or Super Chat while the show is on, and check on the links in the description box. Always good
Yeah, I
time.
think YouTube is being weird about comments now. You can actually see when YouTube has removed some of the comments from public view a lot better these days. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
Where I saw a thread where it said there's 6 replies, and I click on it and I only see 3.
Yeah,
it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then somebody will reply to the one that I can't see. So that's fun.
And I look in
Yeah.
my comments, the Health for Review comments, and they don't show. Some of them don't show, but I see them in the notification. I see in the notification that I get a new comment by certain person in certain video. When I click on it, it doesn't show. I go, let me go to my YouTube studio and see, if YouTube held any comments for review. Nothing.
Yeah, no,
Just
they're
wonder.
doing it on their end, independent of you. You won't be able to control it.
Yeah.
Then
I
again,
just
it can be on the
wonder-
lucky side because Gary blocked me and I don't have to see him.
And then if you got somebody blocked or somebody blocked you, then you won,
Yeah.
You won't see
That's
that.
how you win argument.
Yeah. Like right here, look, I got this is my YouTube in the comment section. Publish and the Health for Review. So right now, Health for Review, I don't have anything. I'm all caught up. And then the publish.
Good boy.
Look, there's one over here that I haven't answered to this one. Leak is a moron by Marcus Dresden. There you go. You got it. I leave a heart to every single comment that I read. And in the replies, I don't leave a heart in the replies most of the time. But so right now, if I click over here and I hit the response status and the comments that I haven't responded, I'm supposed to see before I apply. I'm supposed to see this comment by Patio Furniture because I haven't replied to this comment, and this is just a comment in this video. I haven't given a heart. I haven't given a like. So if I do this, I should be able to see that comment. I haven't responded and apply, but what do we see? I got nothing here. So a lot of is just not working correctly. So I just look individually at all of the comments and make sure everything is proper. And I'm gonna read this because we're already here and we won. Witsy dipshit completely ignores. We can go to space and confirm that we theorize. He's that fucking egotistical to think he knows more than people who do the actual science. And I know what this video was taken out of, not shown on YouTube or nothing like that because of the word fucking in the comment section. YouTube is hardcore. Sometimes they allow it, sometimes they don't. So I'm going to give it a heart. It might show in the video, it might not. So let's go to the comment section over here in the video.
Witsit really gets it. I like that he brings a fresh perspective.
Oh, fuck. Oh, bollocks.
Shout out to Lemon.
Yeah.
What's up, man? I missed you.
Hey, long time no see. How you been?
Indeed.
How you doing, buddy? Oh.
Hey. I think sometimes experts get myopically laser focused and miss the forest for the trees. So outsiders that aren't experts like Witsit have to come up and show that the emperor has no clothes with their new perspective. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Okay, I got a comment on this. You see that video that I say that patio furniture typed with the sets fucking something? It doesn't show in the comment section. You see in that video. It's supposed to be here, but I got it. Yeah, I sorted out by the newest. And I see that comment. Yeah, I see that comment. It might show, it might not, but if I go to the to the top comments, it doesn't show that comment for some reason. So it might be shown to everybody, it might not. Who knows? Whatever YouTube decides to do, I'm not gonna fight them. I'm gonna complain with them.
The gods of YouTube be censoring people.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
so they be censoring some comments and links and stuff. I agree with that. But is their right? Is their house? So we gotta work with them.
Yeah, I've got my my YouTube and my not Twitter but Twitch. My Twitch off set to adult, and I've got all what do you call it, bad words. I don't have any of that. I just say people can say whatever they want, and I don't have any problem with people putting swear words in my comments that gets through to me, because I'm not a child-friendly channel. I'm an adult channel. You've got to be 16 or 18, depending on the country, and then every comment comes through.
All right, Lemon. If you want to hang out for us for a few minutes, click on my screen share, and I'm sharing an interesting image of 3 globes. 3 little globes that shows the continent's different sizes. And give us your thoughts on it. What do you think that is?
These photos of the same globe taken from different distances. North America seems a different size in these images because you can see more of the globe as you get further away. Interesting. Looks like you've changed the size up to 2 times, but I don't know if when you focus a camera, it would, make it look 2 times as big. In relative terms, it's 2 times as big from the left globe to the right globe, but in absolute terms, you get a difference of 2 inches. So if you focus that camera from these mass distances in space, you'd get a difference of 2 inches or something like that based off of the continent size in absolute terms. So I don't know if this really goes with the flat earth assumption that these photos are faked, because the continents have different sizes depending on which year you take the photo. It does appear that this inconsistency may be evidence of chicanery and tomfoolery as opposed to what you're trying to imply here, a camera that's just focusing differently.
So hold on, guys. So this is an image. It appears to be the same globe or the same kind of globe in this one compilation of 3 images. Do you think these are 3 different globes, or this is just one globe? And actually, it does explain it. Do you think this is 3 different globes with different sizes, or this is just one globe and depends on the the explanation that the distance that you take the picture from, it will show different sizes?
Okay, are we talking about absolute terms or relative terms yet again? It looks like the same globe, Jose, the same globe, with 3 different focuses, or foci, or whatever the plural of focus you want to go with is, 3 different focuses. So we need to see if the continent size would change in relative terms, where it looks like it's 2 times as big from right to left, or in absolute terms, where it's just bigger by 2 inches relative and absolute size of the frame. We need to see if the photos from NASA, the fake photos, would change in relative terms, or just change by an inch or two based off of these astronomical distances in absolute terms.
So we can
Yeah,
agree
it's a
that this is
ratio, Lemon.
we can agree that this is one globe that somebody actually did the exercise on using different, different zoom ins and distances to do this effect. We can agree that it's just one globe and the person was able to do 3 different sizes using one specific globe.
Yeah, sure.
Yep, good. That's fair.
May I
Yeah.
point out something? I just realized that this is actually a very good one because on the left one, the United States is a lot more colorful than on the right one. Because on the right one, you have more light and pale stuff, so the colors get washed out. So it also makes a difference in the colors.
Fair enough, because the flatty
Saturation.
contention. Well, the flatty contention is that NASA's full of crap with all of these different photos that pop out each year from NASA, these different bodies. It could be a globe like this in different focus, or maybe it's BS.
Yeah, but
Could be
this
this,
is
could be that.
can I just say a quick word here? So this is, if I was the size of like a fruit fly and I landed on that globe, what do you think I would see? Do you think I would see a flat Earth or a globe Earth as a fruit fly landing on that globe?
You'd probably see something flat. But if you get up higher off the globe, the ground would drop away from you immediately. It would not rise up to accompany the observer relative to a level line of sight.
I showed you that before, Fidicis. I don't know why you keep pulling it up. I showed you wrong but before.
Please, the people on Discord, try not to block each other because we need to be aware. I mean, we need to be aware of if somebody is being addressed or whatever. If you don't want to address their comments, just ignore them, but don't block them because right now the moderators shouldn't be blocked like at all because moderators shouldn't be blocked whether you agree or disagree. If that moderator is being disrespectful and personally attacking you, your family or something, I will take care of it. But if you are just offended because somebody just having fun, I mean, we got to deal with it. So I think Brian Mabbit, if you got Nerd Alert blocked, you're gonna have to unblock him because he's a moderator and we need to be aware of our surroundings. Just ignore him.
Well, from the flatty contention, the ground appears to ramp up toward the level of the eyes in that you look as far as you can at the horizon. You see the horizon stop, you put a little marker in your mind right there. You raise up higher. All of a sudden, you put a new marker out to the new place where the horizon appears to reach out to. And that new marker appears to have risen above the former marker. You go up and continue this process, and the land continues to appear to ramp up toward the level of the eyes. That's more consistent with a flat surface on a ball. It would dip down and away immediately and curve downward. It doesn't do that.
You use any points of reference?
Yeah, the points of reference being as far as you can see to the horizon, wherever you set the mark.
No. A point of reference to mark out where your eye level is.
The level of the eyes, it would be your height above the level of the eyes, assuming the ground is more or less parallel.
Yeah, so do you have a point of reference when you do that?
Your height, if you're 6 feet high, you would have an eye level of 6 feet above the ground.
Yeah, and how do you know that 6 feet is out in the distance?
You would have to use a laser.
And something to level it up with so it's straight and level and flat and all of that, yeah?
And water level. You'd have to see if it goes parallel to a water level, assuming water lies straight and flat.
So have you done any of this?
Have I done any of it? No, I just looked at the horizon and saw how flat it was. And I saw the logical arguments from the flat earthers, and they were quite compelling.
That's why you need a point of reference, because that doesn't happen.
Where doesn't this happen?
Horizon never rises to eye level.
According to what? You measured this with what?
We've just been through that. That boat
What did he
was
say?
not hovering. We're looking at a fake horizon.
Well, the reason why the horizon doesn't rise perfectly to the level of the eyes is because there's a layer of air between your eye level and the ground. This layer of air will be noted as a separation from the eye level down to the ground, where the ground will rise toward the level of the eyes, but not necessarily to the level of the eyes.
There's actually a big difference there.
As far as I can tell, it makes sense. There's an air layer between you and the ground. There's going to be some separation.
There you have the horizon at eye level in Discord there, Jose.
Yeah, right. I just want to very quickly, I forgot to welcome Lemonbird officially to the Globe Cult. We, people, the Globe Earthers, the Planet Earthers, have been accused for a long time, Lemonbird, that we are in a cult. It is a cult, so I'm embracing it, and I want to personally welcome you, Lemonbird, to the Globe Cult.
Oh, sorry, been there, took pictures already. I moved on to the flat and I'm not turning back. If we're looking at this photo and asking why the hull disappears over a flat plane as opposed to having a hump of Earth curvature obstruct it, it appears that very compressed, narrow viewing angle relative to the level of the eyes cuts off the part of the object that is at or below that narrow viewing angle, and the part of the hull that is above that viewing angle above the level of the eyes at a wide enough angle can still be resolved as a 2D object.
Can you put some numbers to that?
We could try. Sure.
Why haven't you?
What's his name already did that? Life is Short already did that in his video. Why remake the wheel? A lot of this is philosophy. There's a little bit of religion here. We got to get into the history of how a conspiracy of this magnitude could be perpetrated. I hit the flat Earth from a different angle.
All you need to do is figure out how the globe works. You don't.
I already knew how it worked. Once I looked at the flat Earth, I didn't look back.
I wanted to mention real quick that the reason why, well, you asked a wonderful question, Lemon. Why would we reinvent the wheel? The reason is because Life is Short didn't go through an explanation as to how it happens. He says there is a limited angle, right? Or the video says there's some limited angle, but there's no description for how or what that angle is. Since the angle varies with distance, it really doesn't seem like there's a limited angle. It seems like there's a limited variable. And that variable is unknown to you guys.
As far as I remember from the video, I thought he said that for the average human observer, it's roughly 0.02 degrees, but it varies with wavelength, diameter, the acuity of the eye. But the number that I thought he threw out there was roughly 0.02 degrees.
Right, that would be an angular resolution problem. However, we can observe the objects in the distance that have tighter angular resolution than the amount of the object hidden. The angle is much larger than the angular resolution of the optical device. So that's not a good explanation.
He just described Rayleigh criterion.
Yeah, I think it's a good enough explanation to start out with, because you are, at the very least, going to get the narrowest angle toward the level of the eyes, and from the level of the eyes up and down, the angle would get wider and wider. So at the very least, some low angle, 0.02, whatever it is, toward the level of the eyes where the angle begins to widen, appears to be the reason why a horizon forms in the foreground while the rest of the unobstructed object over a flat plane in the background is unresolvable.
Yet the angle that it is limited by changes with respect to distance, which doesn't make any sense.
It does change with respect to distance, yes. Generally, the way that we try to, treat this in geometry or trigonometry with these formula is a height of some sort divided by a distance of some sort to give a ratio. And the height relative to the level of the eyes divided by the distance to the eye, I guess, from the object would generally be what we're talking about here.
Hey, Lemonbird, and I have a task for you here. If Jose can put up the last thing I posted there. There's all the numbers you need for making a prediction for how this would look on in a photo. You have the observer height, you have the distance, you have the target height. What would that look like in an observation in a photo?
Based off of your height off the surface, a vanishing point would form. If you're 6 feet high, you'd expect the vanishing point for
72
distance
feet.
to the vanishing point for a 6-foot object. 6-foot objects vanish what? 3 miles away?
Yeah, this is 72 feet.
Okay. So a horizon will form in the foreground for anything that is 6 foot or below. A horizon line, which is the vanishing points infinitely extended to the left and right and forward and back from the observer at that height of 6 feet. Anything that is beyond that threshold of 6 feet will have to fade and set bottom first in the background because you're too low to the ground. A horizon of vanishing points forms in the foreground. Taller objects set bottom first in the background.
Okay, so the top of that turbine, where would it be in my photo?
If it's taller than the level of the eyes, it would tend to set bottom first.
How much?
Well, let's see. This writing distance is 68,000 meters. Freaking metric system. Let me see if I can go with some of these principles and see if we can, reason some of this stuff out.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
Perfect ratio. 51 watching, 51 likes. 51 watching, 51 thumbs up. That's crazy. 52 likes and keep going up. Hell to the yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Jose, you don't beat Nate Noakley. He had 300 watches and 1,100 likes.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, likes and super chats makes my day, man. And PayPal's. That's it. For real. That's it.
If you have a particular prediction on this, Lemon Bird, I would be really appreciated.
Well, we're still trying to figure this stuff out, the theory, the explanations, even the math. But as far as I can tell, the general principle is you got to take your height above the flat surface into account, because that will give you a height. Just like any object or any section of air, that zone of vision will reach a vanishing point. A 6-foot pole reaches the vanishing point. A 6-foot zone of air that you're looking through off the surface, since you're 6 feet tall, will reach a vanishing point. And that will form in the foreground, while taller objects in the background will set bottom first.
From 72 feet, eye level of 72 feet, that top of that turbine is 1,066 feet. So where should that be in my observation?
It should be dipping down toward the level of the eyes.
What's the level
if
of the
you're
eye?
really close to the ground, it will tend to set bottom first. That's the general principle.
Towards the level of the eye.
The level of the eye is your height above the surface. If you're 6 feet tall, it would be 6 feet above the surface, parallel to the surface.
Yeah. Jose, next one, please.
I'm on it.
Cygnus, just real quick, Cygnus helped to remind me of sky pudding. I forgot where sky pudding was involved in this conversation.
We haven't talked about the ether yet.
Is this the one, Tommy?
Yeah, thanks. So my eye level is halfway up that lighthouse. Those turbines are well below my eye level. And that hill they're standing on is 175 feet. It's all gone. The one you see there is in the foreground at the lighthouse. Doesn't match your predictions. Sorry.
It's a quick question. How far away are the windmills?
68 kilometers.
Oh, okay. So they are how wide? Less than 6 feet?
Wide. I think the turbine blades are 130 meters or something. 100 meters. I don't remember.
Oh,
No, like
just wondering because
the thing that's holding him up.
Tommy, this is a great image. If you put either make a short, very quick video, like, all right, this is my image. My observer height is X. This lighthouse height is Y, and then put the distances from my observer to the lighthouse is X distance. From my observer to the windmills is X distance. Put a little bit of information. This is a great image.
Yeah, that's the last one you had. The paint drawing. All the numbers are in the paint drawing you had before.
Right.
The 00. That's
Beautiful.
one.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch that. Sorry. I'm just wondering because Lemon said. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lemon said that a 6 feet object should vanish in 3 kilometers or something like that. It should also apply to width, though with his math you shouldn't see anything because the width of the windmills is less than 6 feet in a certain position. So it's horseshit to say that a 6 feet object will just disappear randomly at 3 miles.
And a very
You
quick
see, those
announcement.
angles operate those with a bit down. Yeah.
Quick announcement: Lemon Bird have left the building. Hopefully he come back. Maybe he had a
Go figure.
maybe he had a phone call, right? Right in the middle of the explanation of the, right in the middle of showing the results of what you say would happen, but it didn't. You know.
You haven't seen this before.
He had a pizza deliver.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, and I jump out of the conversation at inopportune times as well, so we'll have to remember that can happen. But I'll mention now, and I'll probably mention later as well, that I'm looking for any flat earther, Lemon, Gary, anybody who purports to know what perspective does to what we see in the distance. To give me a rigorous definition, since I already have a rigorous definition for perspective, and I wrote a 3D renderer around that definition. If they have their definition of perspective and they can make a rigorous definition of that, I can write a 3D renderer for what they think the world looks like, and then I can show it here in chat or on the show what their version of perspective does. That would be fantastic.
Same in my 3D models. I said I've been heard someone that I forgot to add perspective. Yeah, tell me how, and it goes quiet.
In order, you guys are really expecting to have a coherent explanation and a mechanism of how this works. It's a talk called the person that have been we are being told that have already got this information. Lemonbird say life is short. You gotta sit through 7 hours of videos in order to attempt to understand what he's saying. So to have a coherent answer, I don't think you will, you know.
Right, but he's already watched them, so he should at least have an idea where in Life is Short's videos this rigorous definition exists, and it doesn't.
That is.
Can you go back to the 00 picture there, Jose?
This one?
Yeah. So Doofus, this is exactly what I've been kicking Gary's ass for the last 3 years now. He said he will make a drawing to show how this works. So for the last 3 years, this is the one drawing I have been waiting for an explanation for. And nothing.
Right. Jesse Gordon did one similar. He asked, which path is the light taking along this drawing? And he drew out the distant building and the hill he's standing on and the hill that the building is on and the water in between. And it's essentially the same kind of question, and everybody's been asking for years.
Yeah. So whenever I kick Gary's ass, this is the one it's about. So again, with Lemonbird, just a simple prediction of what this would look like, but nothing.
I gotta. Oh, who's got the feedback for a second there? I gotta just a quick showing. I think we're gonna pick this up tomorrow again and attempt to have more time to analyze Gary Waibenga's perspective and information on why things disappear from the bottom up. This thumbnail explains pretty much everything on Gary Waibenga's latest uploads. What you guys see in this image? He's showing that the bottom of the tires of the pickup truck might disappear from the bottom up because of, and then I created a little bit of a extra art on what, a little bit of the paradox of what he's doing here. Boom.
It's the same as Mitchell from Australia. You had a coin. He had it first. And had a camera well below the table. And after that, everyone is doing it.
And I think he doubled down. So tomorrow, top of the show, we'll grab the latest few uploads by Gary Waibenga. He put 2 clips. The first one, he did a clip, and he got called out just instantly. I took screenshots, and I did this little art and stuff, put another face on it. And then he doubled down, and he did another upload directly to myself and Ortiz Live for criticizing what he was doing. And yeah, we'll analyze those tomorrow, and hopefully he can join and talk to us.
We'll call Earth is Life Picasso for drawing that person.
Oh man, but this is great, man. He got some little toy pickup trucks. He's moving. He's got the pickup trucks moving it back and forth, and then he's got the camera and he's bringing it up and down. And he's like, "If you guys say that this camera is underneath the table and the table is blocking with," he's saying, "If you guys think that this is happening, while doing it in real time. I put the video with the screenshot. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll fix it.
Yeah. But I'm telling you that I'm not doing that while doing it. He's great, man. He's great. Hopefully he don't delete it. I'm not gonna download him. I hope that he just leave those videos up for us to check him out tomorrow.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Yep.
The man behind the table.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Blue.
Under the table.
And I actually gave it a little bit more because the ice should be a little under the a little bit more under the table. I gave him the benefit of the doubt and put the ice halfway in the table, but what he was doing, I can't even see the ice what he was doing. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Phuket
we
used
don't
to do
live.
that stuff all the time.
Yeah, we don't live beside the Earth, so it's kind of pointless to put the camera beside the table. Probably put it on the table.
And we're not buried yet.
Yeah, you want to put it close to the table? Do you want to put it, because if you put it in top of the table, it might be too high due to the, scale. Yeah, I agree. So bring it a little, bring the base of the camera down, but don't bring the lens under the table, man. I mean, you just don't do that. You just shouldn't do that. I mean, you do it, but you shouldn't. And a sneak peek of a screenshot of Gary's flat table. Drum roll. Here we go. Gary's flat table where he's doing this test. Boom. Shout out to Gary, man. Good times, good times.
Yeah, that's flat.
This is great.
That's sort of
God
fun.
bless his soul, man. He's trying, bro.
It's sort
Very.
of fun. Come on. Picky, picky, picky.
This is like when I had a talk with the guy from South Africa. Oh,
Flatsword.
yeah, or the other one. Yeah, Flatsword. He had a room with a floor, and he said something. The board on the wall was hidden behind it. Yeah, I said, but that floor isn't flat because if you see on the side wall there, it's a kink in the wood. Oh no, it's flat. No, it isn't flat.
I just wonder why is this toy truck is missing I cannot see the tires.
Perspective. Learn something.
That's funny. Oh man. Shout out to Gary, man, for keeping us entertained, man, for entertaining us.
He's actually the reason why I came on here today because I wanted to talk to him. But how's that working? He had me blocked. Can he join here when he had me blocked?
I think so. Yeah. In
Ooh.
voice, this different than the text chat. Voice, yeah. Unless he got you muted. If he got you personally muted on his end, but I don't think that's the case. I don't agree with people muting.
Depends
each
on
other.
his Google accounts and stuff.
Yeah. I don't agree with people mute. If you don't want to talk to a specific person, you don't want to, just don't join the call. Just don't mute individuals. Brian Mabbit, you're sharing something over here. If you want to tell us what you got, I'll share you for the audience.
Sounds good.
WS was arguing the point that they didn't add curvature to their measurements of the bridge, and they clearly say they do. Walter Bislin's chart, and they adjust the figures to suit their curvature fantasy. So I'm just playing that for you, just so you can get it into your head. This is all a fantasy.
No, it's not. It's not flat.
Shout out to Soundly on screen right there.
They measured it flat within a.
We take fucking photographs of it from space, Brian. Grow up.
Yes, and they're all distorted. Like
Oh, they're all distorted. They're all fake. No.
Patience.
Hold on 1 second.
Isn't where we see
Right.
it. Else boats are hovering. It's ridiculous. You're adults. Grow up. Accept
That's
the
rich.
reality.
That's
Well,
right,
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, it's very interesting. The frame of the video you have posted here shows you ECEF Cartesian XYZ
People
coordinates,
that look at Walter
which do
Bislin's
not
blog will recognize this.
which do not include the surface of the Earth.
Shout out to
Pause it or mute it,
shout out
Brian.
Walter Bislin, who has been in the chat.
Stop playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that screen
Awesome.
sharing because
All of
there's
your
audio
awesome
there.
work.
He's not even
Really
listening. Brian is not.
Yeah, I'm just smiling here. So he took the data that I sent him initially, and
Right. So as I was saying, yeah, those Cartesian XYZ coordinates, they don't have the surface of the Earth in there, so they don't assume the Earth is curved. That's what's measured through the coordinates.
Give me 1 minute. I'm going to show him here.
Doesn't matter. He's not interested. You won't listen to
yeah,
him.
these ones. Yeah, I have those. Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
No curvature is included in those XYZ coordinates. That is the raw data. Those XYZ coordinates define points from the origin of the ECEF coordinate system.
I guess he's deafened while he's playing this.
Curvature comes after the fact. Once you have those XYZ coordinates, in order to get an elevation above mean sea level, you've got to do two things. First of all, you've got to apply the ellipsoid to it. You've got to take the ellipsoid away from that distance from the origin. Then you've got to adjust for the deviation between the ellipsoid and the geoid. And only then do you get elevations above mean sea level. That fourth column that
that is the side view. That's the side view of the bridge I've paused it on.
He heard not a word of that.
Yeah, we
He
were
was
talking,
deaf.
Brian. The reason why you had the volume going, and we couldn't hear what we were saying to each other.
That's a third of the degree, Brian. It's not exactly what I expect.
Which was a 3 coplanar point measurement, which we all know is over a flat level horizontal surface. And then they
Brian.
calculated the curve into
It's
it.
Bev's parrot.
To confuse you.
It is.
People
Polly want a cracker?
struggle with reality and need to live in this fantasy.
Brian,
If you can't work that out, I'm sorry. You
don't understand the GPS at all, Brian. Apparently.
Yeah, and you don't understand.
No, I
3
tried to.
coplanar points is a flat level surface. Get over it.
Brian, all points everywhere, any 3 points, even points in your room right now, your light bulb, your cup, and your table, somewhere on the table, any
crap.
3 points define a plane as long as they're not collinear. They define one plane. Every 3 points. So saying 3 coplanar points is absolutely and completely useless. The word coplanar doesn't need to be there.
Quick announcement.
He won't
Quick-
mute that damn video.
Quick announcement. Yeah, Brian, I stopped. He's not even here. Tomorrow, at the top of the show, I'm gonna share a little video clip by Kyle Wilson. He put up a video recently called a Glober for a Day Challenge. I'm not gonna look at it today. I got the video link. I posted here so I can grab it tomorrow. But tomorrow, top of the show will play. It's like 9 minutes long, so it's a little longer for now. I'm about to wrap it up. Shout out to Kyle Wilson. We'll check it out tomorrow.
I'm guessing Brian was deafened for the entire time I was talking about how 3 coplanar points is pointless to say.
Yeah, just like he was deafened for the entire time I explained to him how XYZ works.
Right. This is normal adult behavior.
Yeah,
Polly
well, he
Parrot
doesn't
doesn't
wanna
want
hear
to
it.
listen. No,
He's not
Polly
gonna
Parrot
listen.
doesn't want to listen to you.
You're no evil.
I don't want
Put a
to
screenshot in the Discord there, Jose, with the measurements and what we expect to see of curvature from the side.
38 meters apparently.
Yeah, that's how much it is from side view. I made this in SketchUp. I have all the data, all the GPS data. This is what we expect to see from the side.
38 meters.
Looks about right. Yep.
But you can see it from one end.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, you don't.
That's how lumber works too.
Yeah. You never looked down a pool or a snooker cue to see if it was straight.
You roll it on the table.
So you have looked down. You've looked down the length of it, but you're not going to admit that because that just debunks the bullshit you stated. Thank you, Brian.
You
No,
would never
it
make
doesn't.
it your eye if it's a 1 or 2 mil out at the end. But if you roll
can
it on
see
the table, you will pick
bollocks. I was playing snooker and pool for so many fucking years. I was the pub team captain. You just
can
look down the length of
easily
it.
See that image has got a curve in it. Easily.
Yeah,
I
but
can see that, and I ain't even got my glasses because I trod on.
so why are you surprised that you can see it from one end to the other?
It's ridiculous what they've done to you.
No, Brian. It's
He's not gonna
ridiculous
do
how
it.
much you've let your brain go since you retired. Sorry.
All right, Brian, can you acknowledge that it's pointless to say 3 coplanar points? Can you at least acknowledge that part of the conversation that occurred earlier while you were deafened?
Can I do what with 3 coplanar points?
No, can you acknowledge that it's pointless to say coplanar in the phrase 3 coplanar points? Because
I
any 3
didn't say
points.
it, mate. They did.
No, you did.
No, you did,
No.
Brian.
Soundly
You
said
said
it.
3 coplanar points.
They took 3 coplanar points and then added curvature to it.
No.
No.
Now, 3 coplanar points are exactly what it says on the same plane.
That's
Not
any
a
3
curve,
points
it
are on
is
the same plane,
3
Brian.
coplanar.
he's just gonna shout over you.
meaning
He
they're
doesn't
all
understand. He's just going to shout
plane.
over.
Now,
He
if
doesn't
you
know what it
wanna-
means.
If you want to mind
Brian.
fuck yourself and believe that that's a curve, that's up to you.
Brian,
But
any
know
3
what
points.
reality is.
Brian.
Coplanar means a level, flat, horizontal surface.
Brian.
Plane, Brian.
Now, if
Right,
you want to
Brian.
fuck
Brian.
about with your head and think that it's a curve, that's up to you. I'm telling you it's
Brian.
not.
Brian, any 3 points, it doesn't matter which 3 points you choose, will fit in a plane. They will be coplanar. By definition, the 3 points will be in a plane. Any 3 points, even 3 points on a sphere, will be coplanar, Brian.
Yeah, the next one there,
Across a
Jose.
bridge. We're talking across a flat surface.
No, we're not.
Right, you assume it is.
Yes, we are.
You're pretending it is.
They cannot be coplanar if one is higher than the other.
Yes.
Vertical plane.
Yes, they can.
The vertical
No,
plane,
they
Brian.
can't. They're not measuring vertical.
And they,
They're
yes, you
measuring,
are.
Yes,
they're
you are,
measuring
Brian.
horizontal.
They're
You're measuring
talking
all
about the
three
That
at the
is the
same
vertical
plane
time.
they are adjusting. They're measuring the horizontal plane. That is the
You're
one they
talking
fucking
about the
put
vertical
in.
plane, Brian.
Not
Right.
vertical.
I think you've got your head up
horizontal.
your ass again, Brian.
Brian, when you make XYZ coordinate measurements, you're actually measuring all 3 coordinates at the same time. You're not just measuring a horizontal, you're not just measuring a vertical, you're measuring all 3 at the same time.
I don't know what I'm yelling about, but I like it.
Yeah,
What's
thank
your
you
blood
for that.
pressure, Jose?
Oh, I'm on it. There you go. Oh, is
There
this
it
an
is, the
umbrella?
curve from
An
the side.
umbrella? Oh.
That's the same one from the side, zoomed in 2,000 millimeters. That's a P1, no, it's not P1 900, yeah. And so it's compressed, but that's the curvature seen from the side. And the coplanar is the 2 on the far side and on their side, and 1 on the top there. That's the coplanar
We've
points.
just had about a 2-hour discussion about the horizon not being where it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're looking across a 24-mile bridge, do you think the end of that is going to be where it actually is? Or do you
Oh,
think it's
dear.
going to be a lot lower in your
Oh.
vision than what it
Oh, dear.
actually is?
I think it's going to be exactly where the GPS says it is.
Right, it's going to be a
GPS
little bit
doesn't
higher.
lie.
Yeah, the GPS is going to be
We've
right
just
on.
proved
If you're
that
doing it
to
optically,
everybody on YouTube that boat cannot hover above water.
and it
So
doesn't
we
appear
know
to either.
the water level was not where we were seeing it
Blah,
as.
blah, blah.
No,
It was
Brian.
at
The
least
GPS
under
is
the
not a
boat.
telescope,
on-
Brian.
Right, the boat in that
Now
image
you're getting the
was
same
on.
effect looking across that bridge.
Brian, the boat
The
was
end
on the
looks
water.
like it's
You
dipping
could visibly
down,
see that
but
the boat
it's
was not hovering. You're assuming that the boat was hovering.
I'm not assuming. I know it can't. I
Right,
know
but
that's
you're
where
assuming
the
it appears
actual
to everyone
horizon
else that it's
would
hovering.
be.
Nobody else saw the boat
That's the
hovering,
difference.
Brian.
And you can't get it into your head because you've got to live in this fantasy. You have to.
Okay, literally other
mistaken.
zero
It
people,
is a
literally
fantasy
zero
you are
other
in.
people here. Brian,
You are in
literally
Narnia.
zero other people here. Brian, literally zero other people here saw that boat as though it were hovering because we could see the water that the boat was in clearly. Nobody said that boat looked like it was hovering except you.
Is this the lengths you have to go to convince yourselves? Take the boat out of the equation, and then where is the horizon?
Right. In the vastly
wouldn't
common
use that
case in
for
our
anything.
atmosphere, there's a small amount of looming. That's what happens in the vastly common case. Now, that's an optical effect. In GPS, we don't have to worry about optical effects because it's not an optical observation.
This is true. And when you
Right.
get it into your heads, there is no curvature. Water cannot form a curve. It's got no molecular structure to bond into a curve. Water will only be contained by the shore and form a flat, level surface from one side to the other.
No, in fact, because of the
Now, when
molecular
you get
structure of
that
water,
into
it will
your
respond to the forces applied to it, Brian.
You will
Gravity
be
being one of
a lot
them. And
better
that will drag that water
living
into a
in
curve
this
no matter what you
fantasy
like. I don't
you
care
are
whether
in.
you like it or not. You don't have to.
It
But
is a
that's the
Liquid
fact.
water is
fantasy.
literally
You
responding to the
are in a
hydrogen bond.
fantasy, and you're perpetrating this fantasy on others, and that's what pisses me off.
Actually, I'm
Can I just ask a
expecting.
question, O'Brien? When water falls out the
Hold on, hold
sky...
on. Thirst. Shaik, you interrupted Shaik.
Oh, sorry.
Brian, I'm expecting a big dent in the middle of the ocean because there's much more water there that should, and water, as you know, cannot carry its own weight. It should be a big dent at the middle of the ocean. While in the shores where there's little water, it will not sink so much, right?
A big dent in the middle of the
Yeah,
ocean.
right, because there's a lot of water. It's deep and the water can't carry the weight and it will sink down.
Let's talk through your belief. If there's a lake 20 miles across and your mate is stood on the other side of the lake, are you both seeing water dropping down at 8 inches a mile squared?
Yep.
So there would be in the center 66 feet of drop. Is that what you're saying? Or does water hump up into a bulge in the middle?
Down. The way you
Even
said
though
it
it is allegedly dropping, you have to have a bulge. And this is where the fantasy comes to an end.
Well, the bulge
You
is
cannot
between
have
you.
a bulge if water is dropping away from
The
you.
bulge, Ryan, is above the chord that's between you and the person on the other side. It's not above you, it's above the chord.
So are you a bulger or are you a dropper?
There's no bulge on the ball.
Right.
There's no bulge. So looking across at each other, you're both seeing water drop away into a divot in the middle of it, yeah?
No.
Is that what your
Dropping
fantasy
all the way
tells
away from you. Not
Brian,
over
are
you.
you that daft? Your position
Open
on
eyes?
Earth is the top of the Earth. The other person's position on Earth is the top of the Earth.
Right. So does the water bulge
when
up
you
between you then?
But when you look at the other person, the Earth is dropping away from you. And because when
Right.
he looks at you,
So does
he's
the
on top of
water
Earth, and the
bulge
water
up?
drops away from him.
Does the water
I do not
bulge between
understand
you, or is it both dropping away from you?
It's dropping away from both of you.
Right. So then you must have a holler in the middle.
You'll need to learn what a frame of reference is.
You need to learn you cannot have a bulge with a drop.
You need to learn what a frame of reference is. Your point of
Called
orientation on the Earth is
a
at
drop.
the top.
His
point of orientation is at the
This
top.
is your fantasy. Water drops but ends up as a higher than you. It's ridiculous.
My dog has a better understanding of physics than
Your
you do.
dog knows he lives on a stationary flat plane. You don't.
My dog knows no such thing.
Your
because he's
dog
not
knows
stupid.
the fucking Earth ain't rotating in 4 different directions at 4 different speeds at once. Your dog knows that. You don't, because you're brainwashed to believe a fantasy.
Ask Brian a question.
Go for it. I'm about to wrap it up very soon.
Yeah. About cold water. About cold water. Why do raindrops have curves on them? Why aren't they square raindrops?
Have you heard of surface tension? Have you ever come across that?
Caused by gravity.
Yeah,
Yes.
surface tension
Not caused by
requires
gravity, caused by the density of the fucking liquid or fluid or whatever you want to call it.
Which
Not
isn't
caused
a
by
thing.
gravity.
It's caused
Which
by
isn't a thing
the.
without gravity.
Not
Wait,
caused by
can
gravity.
can I get a word in here? You know, I've waited, you know what I mean? And I've given you guys out. Can I just talk to you about it for a bit? What causes, you know, the raindrop to curve? It's the second law of dynamics, thermodynamics. Jose, I'm just trying to get to a point here, man.
He's hot micing.
I think he's hot
Oh,
mic.
sorry.
Jose has a hot mic.
Sorry.
Okay, right. So why do raindrops curve? Do you know that, Brian?
Tell me, why do raindrops curve?
Because they're trying to get to an equilibrium of energy, the lowest, the equilibrium of energy, and therefore they form a curve because of gravity. You know what I mean?
They're not actually a sphere, though, are they? They're normally like teardrop shaped.
That because they're falling through the air. But if they were in a place where they weren't falling, like say the space station, where you see drops of water and they form complete. Will you let me finish, Brian? Are you going to talk over me until you
fantasy land?
Right, look.
We don't live where that can happen. Snap out of it.
Yes, we do live where that can happen because we've got people living on the ISS, you idiot.
We have got.
Terse,
They
really
show
quick.
you water in a complete circle because it's not falling.
Terse, really quick. Even raindrops falling in air do maintain their spherical shape. They don't look like teardrops. We just draw them that way.
Oh dear.
Brian, if you see on Jose's stream there.
But this truth is coming out. There are thousands and thousands of people seeing through the deception we have been led to. Now
Brian.
It's your turn. And don't be the last one, the last rat to leave the sinking ship.
Brian, look at this.
Can I ask one more question? Brian, did you pay the $100 or did you move the goalposts? I predicted you would move the goalposts. Did you pay the $100?
Complete nonsense what they have told us. You cannot have
Look at the
one
screen.
body orbiting another body that is
Why
moving
changing topics all the time?
without the body having to gain the speeds of the body that it's orbiting.
Keep
It
to one
is
topic, please.
ridiculous.
Gravity, Brian, gravity.
Based on your education,
You cannot have Earth moving in 4 different directions at once, yet
Let's
we
not
see
personal attacks,
lights
Steve
that
Rodina.
have not even
personal
got a ripple on them, yet this is
Go on.
supposed to be moving in 4 directions at once at untold speeds, we're told.
I'm not
Right.
attacking
It's ridiculous.
personally. He's making.
It
he's
is a
making truth
fantasy.
claim. He's making.
And
a
I
truth
can
claim.
prove to you now that Narnia exists by showing you pictures of Narnia.
Brian,
Doesn't mean it exists.
stop
It
changing
means
topics all the
it's
time.
just a picture of a fantasy land.
Stick to one
Now
topic,
you've
please.
got to get it out your heads. You're all intelligent people. You have been deceived.
Watch
We all
Jose's
have.
stream.
Some of us have seen through it earlier than others.
Brian,
You have to lose what you're holding on to. Let go of it.
Thank you,
please
Brian.
watch Jose's
It's
stream.
very simple.
That-
First thing to do, stop watching TV.
If we pass
That
past
is
the
the
election plate,
very
will you
first
stop the
thing
sermon
you've
for a
got
while,
to do.
Brian?
Anything that you think you've been taught in schools or colleges,
There you go.
rethink it, because they are
We got money in the collection plate now, Brian. That's enough of the
do
sermon.
your own investigation.
All right, we got to move on, Ryan. We got to give the opportunity to them to answer back. I'm not going to stay too longer. Maybe another.
Help me, Jose. That's all I'm doing. I'm here to help.
Yeah, that's good. But what the way that you're helping is not helping me or the format of the show. We cannot have one person talking for minutes and minutes and minutes and not allowing other people to talk. That's not the format here. Sorry.
Jose, can I make a quick statement? I wasn't personally attacking Brian. I was just making a point that Brian is making a truth claim, claiming something that is not factually correct, and I wanted to know what gave him the expertise to make that claim. That's all.
If Brian can stop sharing his screen and watch Jose's stream, that would be great.
And I was just making an observation that water falling from the sky floats round.
Actually, drops falling look a bit more like mushrooms or parachutes. They have some dent in the middle and the bottom.
It doesn't look flat or square, does it?
But Brian, please look at Jose's stream there. I'm going to tell you all about this chord and dip and bulge and things.
You like this one or you want yours, Tommy?
Both.
We got the simple one here first.
Yeah. See this, Brian? And he'll no. Brian, see this? Brian?
Might be time for his nap.
I've been asked not to talk. I can't answer you.
I asked you a question, but yes or no? Do you see this? Yes, I guess you see it.
That's not what I mean, Brian, man. It's not that. It's to talk and let talk, to have a back and forth, Not trying to take over the show. So good.
Right, what am I looking at then?
My screen share. My screen share.
Is that water bulging up between Bob and Alice or not?
No, it's the ball. There's no bulge on the ball.
It's dropping away, is it?
Yeah.
And creates a hump.
A visual hump, yeah, but not a physical one.
Right, it's decided
This
to
is
over
where your model falls to absolute pieces.
No, the other photograph looked better.
Let's draw this on a flat level plane as we see across a 10-mile lake, and you'll find it fits perfectly what our senses and what we see.
No, we do see that the water gets in the way of
You've
things.
got to get out of this notion that we're living on a spinning ball.
Okay, but you asked,
Take a deep
how is
breath.
it?
It's very painful times ahead for you. You've got to get used to it. Take a deep breath and literally clear your mind of all the nonsense they've fed you.
Yeah,
we
this
do
photograph
not have any measurements of curvature. We do not have any measurements of rotations. Remember, there are 4 rotations.
You're in preaching mode.
Denial isn't debunking, Brian.
Earth's rotation is only 1,000 miles an hour. We're doing magnitudes faster than that all over the fucking place, apparently.
Brian, you're ignoring what's on screen, Brian. You're ignoring what's on screen. What people is trying to explain to you. People is trying to tell you what's going on screen. Give you their points. But they're trying to give you their points, and you're not listening because you're not addressing anything of what they're saying. You're back to preaching your points. You're not addressing anything of what the points that they're bringing to you.
I'm here to teach you.
You're doing it wrong.
No, you're here to have a conversation.
My job. And it's not for you. I'm not doing this for you. It's for your children and your grandchildren.
In an autopilot, we are here. I'm here to provide a place so we can come in and hang out, talk to each other, not just preach to the audience and just open voice to, like, in general. We're here talking to each other. That's the format here. We talk to each other. We address directly each other's points. For what you are doing, there's a different shows for that format that you go and you preach to the audience. We don't do that here, man.
All right, Brian, you asked earlier, how is it that spherical Earth, we could have the Earth dropping away from you and there being what appears to you as a hump in the middle? Well, that's how balls work. If you look at the graphic that I posted, the surface of the Earth is curving away from each observer, and in between them, along that chord, there's a sagitta over that chord. That you can call that a hump. I've put it in quotes in here for you because, you know, it's not really a hump, but you can quote it that way. That's how a ball works.
Yeah, we don't have the measurements for that, and we don't have any
Denial isn't
measurements for the
debunking.
4 rotations we're doing either. So until them measurements become available, and
They
I'm
are.
talking physical measurements, not optical measurements. We know optics do not work. Give me some
We know optics
physical
do not work.
measurements of 8 inches per mile drop in a mile of water. Nobody's ever proved that. Give
So,
me
Jesse did.
1,000 mile speed at the equator. Give me 66,000 miles an hour going around the sun. Give me
Surveyors don't do
250,000
what they
miles
do
going
longer. Yeah.
around the greater tractor, and then 1.5 million miles an hour around the universe. Give me all these physical measurements, and then we
They're
can talk.
all available. Just
Till then, what you are saying is a
Mhm.
fantasy.
just Google it. It's all there.
Right,
Google
Brian,
it. No,
aside
I
from
want
your
some physical measurements that
right,
you haven't got.
Brian,
And you
aside
Where do
from
you have
get
yours?
because it's not doing it. That's
Where
why
do you have
can't
yours,
get them.
Brian?
This is
Where's
why they
your
tell you, oh, we can't give you these. No, you can't, because there isn't any.
Where's
It's
your
not.
measurement of
Brian,
flat?
aside
And you
from your
will come out
misunderstanding,
of this fantasy. You will see
oh, for
the
fuck's sake,
actual place you're living on, which
Brian,
is
Where
so
is
much better than being in this
Brian,
fantasy.
this is not a conversation, Brian.
No, it's
Aside
not.
from
I'm
your
trying to train
misunderstanding,
you. I'm trying to teach
you're
you.
supposed to be here for a conversation. That's what you're here for, right? At least that's
where's your
what the
measurement of
show should
flatness?
be, is a conversation. All right. So aside from your misunderstanding of how we should measure that motion, first we have to acknowledge the thing that we're talking about, which is hump and drop. Those words are easily explained by the Earth being spherical. You say the spherical Earth cannot have the land falling away from you, drop, and it cannot have the land bulging up in front of you, hump. But I'm showing you in this one graphic, there's only one picture here. This one graphic shows you that both of those things are perfectly fine on a spherical Earth. Can you at least acknowledge that on a spherical Earth, hump in quotes, and a drop, those things are both simultaneously possible? Can you acknowledge that, Brian?
No. Physically impossible.
Then that's where we're
you
at.
cannot have something that's dropping that is going to build up in front of you. Physically impossible. And this is the fantasy they've got you in.
I want to try something. I'm still screen sharing. I'm going to play this with audio, and you guys let me know if you can hear the audio, because I had issues one time playing audio from one of these little format videos. So it's only 1 minute and 23 seconds. Please be patient. Let's listen to this and see if you guys can hear it.
You have two people here, and they're both looking at the tree. They both can see.
You guys hear that, right? Beebo's voice. Perfect. All right. Let me go back and let's play it. 1 minute, 23 seconds. Here we go now.
You have two people here, and they're both looking at the tree. They both can see the whole tree, right? Which one can see more of the tree?
Both of them.
Both of them can what? Can see the same amount? Or do you think the higher one can see more?
They can see the same amount.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, is anything blocking their view from seeing the tree?
No.
Okay. All right. Now let's look at this picture. Now, we're looking at the top one, right? Now, can the one on the top, can he see the tree?
No.
Why not?
Because the hill is blocking him. But when the hill is blocking him, he can't see the tree.
Okay. Now, when we look at the bottom one, can he see the tree?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he has a stool to see the tree, but the hill is not blocking him.
So he can kind of see over top of the curve, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Daddy.
Oh, so super cute and super educational. Shout out to Earth's Life and his daughter.
That kid is
Any
going
thoughts on
somewhere.
that? Thoughts on that? What you guys
Even kids get it. Right.
He should try that with a flat drawing and ask her what is blocking that ray.
When you don't throw in crazy religious stuff that tells you that everything's flat, you know, I mean, when you actually just ask people straight questions about what you think this should be, their brain works it out, you know.
As I used to say, if you try to debunk the glow model, please use the glow model.
You don't even have to tell a kid, go, Mom, all she was saying is, yeah, he's standing on a step that gets him higher, he can see over the curve, you know what I mean, or the hill, she called it, you know. But religious people, they don't believe there's any hills, you know. It's all completely flat, and we can see for miles and miles and miles, except when perspective gets in the way, and then it disappears from the bottom up for some reason, you know, yeah.
As Paul said in the comments here, that kid should charge Brian for some tutoring. Yeah.
I mean, we all know this is stuff that we learned when we were like 9 years old, 8, 9 years old. We learned to shape the earth, how to, you know, understand perspective. And we learned all this by the time we were 8, 9 years old, you know. And it's only people like Brian who read a book that tells them you can't depend on your eyes. You've got to believe what is written in the book. And then they fight and fight and fight until you can't believe your eyes. You're all you know, indoctrinated, not us book readers, you know, one book readers, you know, yeah.
Yeah, someone said earlier here, perspective should be quantified pretty soon. It had so many years to quantify perspective, nothing yet.
Yep, and then I can make a program that shows us what they think their world looks like.
Yeah. Same with me, my 3D models in SketchUp. When I was told that add perspective, and I asked how, nothing.
We all know the way we grew up, how we see things, and it was explained to us, you know, as we grew up, why things look the way it does to us. I don't understand why flat earthers have refused to believe what they were taught and shown and believe their own eyes. They reject everything that other people have come to accept as normal.
We're preaching now. There's what I told Brian not to do. Let's do some final thoughts. I gotta get out of here. It's been a solid 3 hours. First, I want to thank everybody that was in YouTube. We went up to like 60 people watching. Like, was 62, 63 at one point. That's great. I mean, remember, this is a small channel with 1,000 subscribers. So have 60 people watching. That's a good one. That's a good one. So I appreciate everybody. Keep an eye on the channel. Make sure that the bell notification icon is on and you're subscribed for when the show is on. You guys come in and hang out, and anything can happen any day. Anybody can join, and we can have some fun. Hopefully I can remember tomorrow. I'm gonna play a video clip by Kyle Wilson in the top of the show. It's like a 9-minute video, and hopefully we can get into the Gary paradox. Let's do some final thoughts. We're gonna go ascending order. We'll start with Tommy Grumble. Final thoughts.
Yes, our next target will be 69 dudes on yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Again, when I showed Lemon Bird that drawing and observation, he was stuck. They lack something called prediction in their models. And as who said it, the perspective thing. When we have perspective quantified, we can use that in our drawings or models or whatever. So I'm just waiting for perspective. Oh, and Gary, go make a drawing.
Thank you, Tommy. If anybody watching on YouTube or hearing the call, if anybody want to grab any any clips, audio clips, any video, any recording, anything that happened in my shows, any of my videos on my channel, you guys are everybody's welcome to use my videos to use it for your own channel and clip it and edit it however you want. All I expect for is a link to the original video or a link to my channel in if you want to use any of my videos for everybody goes. So shout out to those who have used some clips of my shows like Vivo. He's a good one for that. He always link my channel, so it's the Stingray. You came in a little late, but I got a thumbnail. I'm sharing a picture on my screen. If you're not watching, I'm gonna repost it. Give me your thoughts on this picture. What do you see over here? Why is this truck missing the bottom of the tires a little bit over here and it's missing from the bottom up if I'm observing it like this?
I have no idea because something's in front of it, but it doesn't look like it's missing anything from the bottom.
But if I move my head down slightly bit more, that the table is way a little bit above here, why will I be missing the bottom of the tires?
Because you're simply putting something between you and the object, which is the only way something can be missing. Yeah, just on the perspective thing. Perspective is incorporated in all 3D programs, and unless you explicitly tell it not to be, and then you look through an orthographic view, something like that. And perspective is quite simply defined as the diminishing size of things based on the distance. And with a known distance and a known height, given a field of view, given a greater distance, you can mathematically predict it 100% accurately. There's no ambiguity, there's no magic, there's no nothing. You can work this out with basic trigonometry. And this is what flat earthers need to understand. Their version of perspective is not the scientific one. Their version is some magical woo-woo shit that they need to explain. Cheers, Jose.
Cheers. Thank you very much, the Stingray. Turs, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm wondering why you've got much less hair in your picture here. The Gary Paradox picture, you've got much more hair than that, you know. And my second point is maybe flat earthers just need better glasses.
Maybe. Thank you, Turs. And thank you for hitting me up on PayPal again, brother. I appreciate it. To you and Jomungus, give me some money today. I appreciate it. If anybody would like to support, there's links on the description box on how to do it. All right. Steve Rorino, final thoughts.
Nope. Thanks. Enjoyed the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have Kyle in the house. You got some final thoughts? You've been listening for a while. What you got?
I guess not a whole lot at the moment, no.
Did you have fun listening today? What's the
Oh, yeah.
Good, right. Good, man. Good looking out. And tomorrow I'll play your video clip and react in real time to see what you got.
Yeah, sure. And then later in the stream, I can probably hop on if anyone wants to ask anything about it.
Perfect. Sounds good, man. Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much, man.
No problem.
Fred, are you there for final thought? Moving on, Earth is Live was unable to join during the discussion. Maybe he's unable to give final thoughts. Let's see. What you got?
Yeah, I was kind of listening in the background. I'm just got some stuff going on. I will go back and listen to the beginning of the show. Brian, delusional as ever, as always. And yeah, that little clip with my daughter, I made that like a few months ago, and I've been trying to find out, just either put that in a video or something, but it just kind of shows that even a young person can understand how curves work and how things can be obstructed by curves. But you know, it's a pretty simple thing to understand. Anyway, great show, Jose. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and listen to the beginning. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much, brother.
May I
We
just
did it.
hop in? Earth is Live, did you get my Discord messages?
I did. I saw one. Did you send another one, or because I might have missed that one?
Yesterday or something, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. I'm gonna go back and read it again. I didn't get to read the whole thing. I saw it, but I didn't get a chance to check it out.
Cool.
All right, and we didn't get to the Gary paradox, the Gary Webenga, and we didn't get all the way to the end of the Brian's bet that you have accomplished. We'll hopefully we'll get time to revisit that tomorrow and
Yeah,
present your findings and your results.
I'm not gonna press him for any money or anything because I know he probably wouldn't. It wouldn't pay up anyway. So
It's part of poking fun, and trying to
Yeah,
prove a point, But we'll look into the results tomorrow and see if they reach the agreement of the bet. We'll check into that, man. Thank you very much, man. Shout out to Dross, who is deaf and unmuted. Doofus Manfred, final thoughts.
Well, I guess it's interesting to note we're at the point with Brian Mabbitt at least where we have to disregard the basic properties of a spherical surface, which from any location the surface is dropping away from a tangent plane at your location, and between you and another location the surface is above a chord line. It's a sagitta away from the chord line. There's a quote hump there, and there's drop simultaneously. But Brian has to reject the basic function of a sphere in order to hold on to his belief. And that's very telling. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Discord Doofus Manfred. Appreciate it. Discord user says, great show today, Jose. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it because you took over it, damn it. Again. Shout out to Discord users. It's all good. Shaik, final thoughts.
Yeah, great show. First, we had Brian here, which is always good. Second, I learned two very important things. One is that the horizon does not rise to eye level because of the 6-foot layer of air. Things I never knew before. And according to Brian, if it's not horizontal, it's not a plane. So from now on, anything that's not horizontal is not a plane. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shaik. We got Brian Mabbitt in the house. Final thoughts. Welcome back to the show. Hopefully, the visit we repeat the visit again. Man.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's quite an interesting evening. I think you've all learned something, which is good. You keep spouting this curved surface or a globe or a ball. You've got no evidence that we live on that whatsoever. There is no evidence of the 1,000-mile rotation at the equator. There's no evidence of the 66,000-mile-an-hour orbit around the sun. And there's no evidence of the 150,000-mile-an-hour orbit around the Great Attractor. And of course, there's no evidence of the 150 or 250,000, I think it is, mile an hour that we're supposed to be bollocking around the universe. It's all nonsense. All of what they state is on a fantasy. There is no physical evidence of any of what they're saying. We disproved the curvature being purely an optical effect, same as Soundley's bridge dropping away. It's just an optical effect. Nothing to do with curvature. They have to measure it flat and then add in the curvature. You're all being duped. And I honestly and truly thank Jose for giving me this platform to hopefully promote the truth for our great grandchildren, our grandchildren, and our children. They're the people who need to be taught the truth. Thank you, Jose, again.
Thank you, Brian. And as a little side note, still people say that their voices cannot be heard here, that they are shut down. They are just, everybody piles up against one person and the person cannot voice their opinions. I beg to defer to that. I beg to just ignore that comment as maybe the person have never seen the show or listened to it, because people like Brian Mavitt is able to talk here and their voice are heard. Whether we agree or disagree, your voice is heard. Brian, agree or disagree?
Totally agree. Thank you very much. You were very civil, and you've learned something today. So we've all, had a good time.
Thank you, man. Don't be a stranger. We got Blue Marble Science. Final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Jose. I missed the first couple of hours of the show, but I'm sure I'll go back and watch it and see what you guys got into. I think it's a real crying shame when a person who is clearly reasonably intelligent, like Brian Mavitt, has allowed himself to get deluded into believing something as silly as the idea that the earth is flat. And worse than that, caused him to get to the point where he rejects things that are so obvious. I mean, the literally millions of photographs of the earth that we've made from space. I'm talking about measurements that we've been making for hundreds and hundreds of years of the curvature of the earth and spherical excess and things of that nature, reciprocal zenith angles, et cetera, et cetera. And then we've got measurements that we make like GPS across Lake Pontchartrain, where it clearly shows the curvature of the earth at a radius of about 6,400 kilometers. These are undeniable proofs, yet people like Brian have allowed themselves to be sucked down the rabbit hole into believing that none of this was correct, when they have no model that works whatsoever. We can measure the rotation of the earth. Shout out Bob. Okay, thanks, Bob. The ring laser gyro showed that, but a Foucault pendulum shows that. You can see the Eötvös effect by measuring the mass or the weight of objects flying in aircraft in two different east or west directions. All of this stuff is quite provable, and it's been proven many, many times. Yet, for whatever reason, people like Brian have chosen to stick their head in the sand. And I think it's really kind of tragic. And with that, thanks, Jose. That's my rant for the day.
Thank you very much, Blue. Lots of good information there. I appreciate it. Hopefully everybody took notes. If you got any to refute any of those, well, you can stay after the show is over and you can talk about it, or you can come back in another episode of The Globe Called Boom. This is The Globe Called, and you are all welcome to it. We got two more, Mojok Man and Dross, if you want to give a quick final thoughts, and we got out of here.
Do you want to go first, Mojok?
I have nothing to add at the moment, so go ahead, Dross.
Well, I renamed myself on many servers as the Flat Earth Skeptic. And I have a simple thing. I mean, Brian made a claim. I'm quite interested in that. I'm asking for people to show me data, measurements showing that the Earth is flat. I would like the tools that they used, examples of, and the methodology used. I've been asking this now for a week. Nobody seems to be prepared to actually give that data. And I want it over a reasonable, length. A couple of miles doesn't cut it on something as large as the Earth is, whatever its shape may be. So that challenge, so I want something over about 500 miles, basically, showing the flatness of the Earth.
I could tell you why they can't give you.
That was final thoughts. Thank you very much, Dross. I appreciate it. You guys can have the floor all day long while you want. I'm going to get out of here of the YouTube live. I appreciate it. The Globe Cult members, Jose, JG, and everybody else, say thank you to the YouTube land. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. Check on the links on the description box. Boom.
Yeah, Dross,